Oh. Okay. I think the audio should be alright. Okay. Where's my chat? Oh, right. It's right in front of me. Give me a second. What is her open new window? I think so. Sorry, doing a little bit of stuff first, so give me a second. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, alright. Okay, hi everybody. I'm Michiodai. And today is my birthday, and today we are playing Pokemon Legends ZA. But on Twitch, I have set myself as in the category of just chatting, because I'm literally just gonna use this time to just chat. That's all. How lag is this? Because I'm on my PC right now. I'm at my PC. I'm not in front of the television and all that. So it's just streaming right into my OBS. There's a little bit of lag. Actually, the lag's not that bad. The lag's actually not that bad. That birthday boy, yeah. The birthday boy. So, at least I'm playing Legends ZA because I want to see what their birthday celebration is like in the Pokemon Center. I don't know if we'll get much else done here besides that, because I really just want to just like talk, because it's been a... I'm gonna avoid these side quests over here. And it's just... I just wanted to like walk around and just like celebrate at the Pokemon Center. That's about it. Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's just chatting because I just want to talk and catch up, because it's been a while since I've said anything. I didn't even say anything on my socials. I didn't say anything on my Blue Sky at all. I just been pretty much like retweeting, sorry, not retweeting, like reposting and like arts that I liking art, and just yeah, just, you know, just feeling like I don't really... I think in the back of my head I felt the need that I had to like say something, but at least right now I'm like, okay, now I'll say something. Before that I was just like, you know what, maybe I don't want to say anything. I'm just gonna focus on just enjoying myself, because this week is my birthday week. So I just wanna just like, oh, after I played like Pokemon Legends ZA last weekend, it was last weekend, right? I think it was last weekend. I was just like, oh, okay, I am just gonna chill out. I'm chilling out right now. Not really doing anything. Yeah, the most is like, the most like other thing that besides, wait, is this new? This is not a quest, is this? What is this? What's going on here?
Oh, it's just something.
What? Huh? Have they always been here? Cafes are great for gathering info. I'll be the perfect waitress. I don't think anyone will look at me and guess I'm a cop. Isn't it a blast battling with all sorts of different Pokemon? Oh, are you guys all undercover cops? Because like this is a police station, right? And I was like wondering like, oh yeah, what's going on top of this police station? I guess they're all undercover? This guy literally has a sword. I don't know if that's okay, but Pokemon aren't allowed to hurt humans. I can climb this. I can climb this. Okay, yeah. And I'm just like, the freaking Esper just looking at me with his dumb eyes. Yeah? What you guys looking at? Huh? You. Big head. Okay. Well, I hope the mic's okay, you know. So I was gonna say that like the only other Pokemon thing for me to do besides just walking around and doing silly stuff and like maybe clearing some side quests is just like, you know, maybe talking about like what I think about the game, because I think at the end of it I was just like, oh, okay, it's been a long stream. I want to just like sit and think about it and like have Mints like influence my decision and stuff. No. She shared with me like finally like she's been withholding her judgment, like letting me know what her judgment about the game is, and she told me about it. She let me read her long 10-page Google Word document. What's the font size of it? Not sure. I hear an alpha. Why is that? The alpha's not gonna last very long. Oh, it's a hyper beam did any. Okay, never mind then. Not deal with that. Not on my birthday. Yo, I wanted those crystals. What the hell, man? 12, font size 12. It probably is. The default should be 12. Yeah, so like there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Like, so there's like the review of Pokemon Legends ZA. There's also what I did this week, which is my birthday, and Predator Badlands. I went to watch Predator Badlands, and I took the chance to also watch on Netflix, or not Will-O-Wisp. I also can watch Nif Nab, the Frankenstein on Netflix. Wow, I'm not even really playing the game and I'm already like stumbling over my words. Okay, I may really just need to like just zone out and not make any just not make any conscious inputs and stuff into this game so that I can just like talk properly, because I tend to like, that's why like I used to be like, oh, okay, I can do my Zatsu drawings. I can do my Zatsus while drawing. Like at least there's something going on screen, you know, rather than just me talking, because I don't really have like a Zatsu room to like talk and all that sort of thing. So I just wanted to like, you know what? When I talk during my drawing streams, I can't draw well. And I can't talk very well as well, because I just can't multitask. So now I just like, okay, if I just try to just do absolutely nothing in Legends ZA, then maybe I'll be okay. I just want to just walk through Legends ZA. It's cause, well, I guess this is where I can start off with what I want to say. I really enjoyed this game. I really enjoyed this game a lot. And what I enjoy the most about this game is the city and being able to walk around it and like feel like, you know, this is a Pokemon game. It's a good Pokemon game set in the city, and I like it. That's my thoughts for this. I made my Pokemon keep on battling without healing its HP. Yeah, you would do that, huh, restaurant person? Oh, you're a Team Flare. Oh, you're a Team Flare. Huh. Interesting. You know, like random stuff like this that you just don't really notice if you're just running around everywhere, but they are pepper around like NPCs like this are like, you know, they don't just randomly put a Team Flare member here. I mean, maybe he's randomly here, but like, you know, you could totally miss this out. You don't take notice of this. I mean, I don't know what bearing this has, but like, that's interesting. That means the man got guts. His Pokemon got guts. They can battle without healing for a while. Oh, orange floet. I love orange floets. I can eat them. Yeah, so I know, like, at least one of the criticisms, I think, okay, man, that's the thing, right? I like this game And I feel like a lot of the stuff I'm gonna say is also just me not really countering, just like pushing back against what people think about this game. But maybe there's a Pokemon Center here. Oh wait, I don't know. Is everyone going to wait? Oh, look, the sign changed. It's a birthday present opening. Wow. Okay. Should I talk to this nurse? She's cool. Hello, nurse. Joyous anniversary! We wish you a happy birthday, Michi! Yeah! It's my birthday! No, so the zoom in and like she was preparing herself like, okay, she's like, okay, I better not mess this up. I'm actually American, but I can't say French. I can only try to imitate the French accent, but I actually can't say French. So when I say joyous anniversary, I must say it very quietly. You know, like when I enter those Japanese restaurants and at this people try to say irashaimase, but they don't know how to say it properly, so they just say shimase. They just say shimase. When I enter the Japanese restaurant, like they ain't even trying. But at least I'm gonna show this birthday Michi that I try. Joyous anniversary. We wish you a happy birthday, Michi. Although I am American. Now what else does she say? I do hope this will be a wonderful year for you. Each and every day. Aww. Yeah. Do I get a shiny now? How can I be of service today? I like to heal my Pokemon. Okay, we'll need your Pokemon for a few seconds. And then I'm gonna look at them, and they're all gonna be shiny. Auroras and the rest of the team should all be better now. Is there anything else I can help you with? No, I'm all good. Come back and see you guys again whenever you need. They're not shiny. What? Hey. Will you say happy birthday to me again? Bonsoir, how can I be of service? Oh. Just that one time? Oh. Oh. What if I go to the other... Okay, let's take a walk to the other Pokemon Center. The next one should be either all the way up there or down here. Actually, no, down here does not happen. Huh. It's time to go through... I can go through there, I guess. Alright. Let's just make a trek there. How do you guys like my new outfit? I make it sound kind of like a... I'm starting to keep forgetting her name now. Electric Girl. Kanari. Why is forgetting a name? I just make it Kanari themed and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's not very difficult. I'm a master fashionista. But yeah, it's simple enough. The game has a lot of these kind of yellows. If I was looking for another kind of yellow, like say what other kind of yellow would I have? I mean, if I was looking for like say like mustard yellow, I think it's a lot more difficult to like find it in here. There is like a couple, but they look a little bit more like muddy yellows. But there's a lot of like this electric yellow, so that's cool. Why the hell are you here? Stop haunting this stall, man. What's wrong with you? What the hell is all of you? What? Okay. Alright, die. These are probably like Team Flare's minions. I see you guys there. You guys let out all these ghastlies on us, huh? Look, there's ghastlies all over the place. What are you guys doing? I'll follow my savior's example and help the less fortunate. Did you have this dialogue before? Man, I don't know. Pokemon help me stay happy each and every day. Uh-huh. Maybe they always had those combos, but I never really realized. Huh. Okay. On the way to the Pokemon Center. I don't want to say. It's about Pokemon. Yeah. Spoilers for Pokemon Legends ZA. We are already done with the story. At least the main story, and now it's supposed to be the post game. It's after this tower got destroyed and stuff. So Lumiose Tower is gone. Yeah, I think just before I get to pushing back against the criticisms of the game, I think what I like about this game is that, you know, I just love walking around. Okay, I think I did talk about that like the previous time, but just like the Pokemon make it feel alive. Seeing the Pokemon like the Spinnerack here, for example, and then I like to go up behind it and like take a photo and pretend that's my face. For example, like silly stuff like that. The game allows me to do a lot of silly stuff. Yeah. The only thing is that like, yeah, I think the criticisms of the game, like one criticism that I would kind of agree with is that, like, you know, a lot of NPCs seem to be standing around, not doing that much, but there are quite some NPCs that actually do walking and stuff. Like, yeah, right now, like, you see there's a whole bunch of NPCs just standing there, not really doing anything. Some of them are drinking coffee, some of them are like jogging on the spot, for example. Some of them are jogging, actually. Some of them will be walking as well. Those are randomized, I think, and they randomize which Pokemon are with them, I think. So that helps to make the city feel alive. I think that's the main thing. If we had a behind the scenes of like the creation of Pokemon Legends ZA, I would love to have seen it. Hello, do you wish me happy birthday too? You're a new one. Oh. Well, it's fine. I like the nurse that I talked to and wished me happy birthday. She was American after all. It must have been difficult. I too am a non-French speaker, so I find it difficult to speak the French. I probably didn't even say my own birthday wish correctly, in fact. So yeah, just talking about how this city feels alive to me, and how I do kind of wish I had a behind the scenes, but I don't think Japanese studios really have behind the scenes like all that much. Sometimes, like, you know, say like the studio that makes Skyrim, for example, I forgot what it was. They had behind the scenes of like how they made sort of like how they made Starfield, for example. I don't think they really got into it, but more of like them saying that, oh yeah, saying how much this game matters to them and how much effort they put into it, and like what they can sort of offer players and stuff, you know. E. It's Bulba's hit. I like his face. It's like, oh, wait, where you going? Oh, running away from me. Doesn't like me staring right into those blank eyes. Yeah, just silly stuff that I can do like this, you know. Like, I see the Pokemon around and I can just like interact with them in certain ways. It's interesting. Oh. Sometimes some of the Pokemon I place are like a little deliberate. I wish I could remember where the place to find the Pansear, Panpour, and Sage. Like, there's that one place with like all three of them. Look at this Budew. Oh, it's running away. Oh, okay. Just looking at the Pokemon, like, on the rooftops is like, it's so fun. Seeing them walk around. and all that. I just feel like there's a lot more there's a lot more chances for me to interact with the Pokemon in this game compared to Legends Arceus. Like, I don't think with Legends Arceus I really did, like, it felt like Legends Arceus, a lot of the Pokemon were very dangerous. They would try to kill me a lot, so I would tend to avoid them. I wouldn't really go up to them and do these sort of things. And like, you know, in Arceus, like, pretty much all the Pokemon are wild Pokemon, but in this city you have, like, you know, stuff like this Banette just like waddling down, following his trainer, but like it's too slow to keep up and his trainer's like leaving it behind. How dare you, trainer, you gotta your Banette is not walking as fast as you are. Please, I'll take your Banette. I'm just gonna kidnap your Banette, you know. Oh, okay, she's coming back for it. Okay. She's coming back for it. Okay. No, trainer, you're walking so fast. What? Wait for it. Oh dear. Okay, hang in there, Banette. Yeah, just stuff like that. I can just see them around. I think it was like in Scarlet Violet, most of the Pokemon that you see were pretty much standing around. If they had like human partners, right? If they had trainers, they would be standing around like this woman over here. Not really doing that much. They'll have like this speech bubble on their head, maybe. You could talk with them, maybe. But like, you don't really get to see like wild Pokemon like this Magikarp around in the cities in Scarlet and Violet, I think. I don't remember them. I don't remember it. But yeah, so I really appreciate that. Kingsley and his XL Magikarp and him wanting to get a big Magikarp. The kid running with the pet rat there. I feel like stuff like this, so like, you know, the Fleshender just being up there, right above there, perched up there, and like, you know, it's so easy for you to miss. But if you're looking around, there's like a lot of beauty in this city. This little lamppost with what feels like it doesn't have a lamp for some reason. Why does the lamppost look like got no lamp? And then the lamp's over there. I'm not sure. Yeah, like even like some details like this Pumpkaboo lamppost. This Pumpkaboo motif on the lamppost. Like, I could care less about the model, like the windows aren't modeled out, or all these textures, you know, they don't even align properly and stuff. Like, I think this, okay, some stuff like this can kill the immersion, definitely. If I go up to the windows and like, oh, they aren't modeled out, like, it can kill the immersion, definitely, for sure. I can understand that. But like, I just don't think it's that much for me to make it such a detriment to the game. I don't think it's that big of a deal, personally, because from far away they do what they do, and playing the game, you know, it does what it does. It's optimized. I'm on my first Switch. This is Switch Generation 1 since 2018. This Switch is like 7 years old. This Switch is 7 years old and it's okay. It's been running okay. I don't think I've had any chugs at any point while playing this game. I'm pretty sure I didn't have any. And there was a little chug there, a little bit, but you know, it's nothing compared to like Scarlet and Violet. So I feel like from comparison from that, I think this game is like really good. Okay, hold on. I just remembered one thing. I want to show grapes. Mainly, I didn't realize this until I was watching a Legend ZA video, and like there were grapes here that I wanted to show off. Hold on. Gotta make sure that I'm safe. So I'll kill this mother and child. It's okay. Pokemon don't actually die, they faint. They just minimize and go off with a puff of smoke. It's fine. Yeah, the grapes. The grapes. It's so funny. I didn't realize this place was a vineyard. And like they had like PNG grapes here. Gosh, actually, honestly, even... Okay, I know like these are like blob meshes and like it's textured and like there's texture of like normals on it and like bump maps to make it look like it actually has leaves, but it is really convincing to me though. Like it's a bush, and like I feel that they didn't have to animate it, but they do. It's animated. It is. I only just realized that like it's actually being animated. You see them like moving ever so slightly to give you the feeling that like there's winds billowing through these like bushes and stuff. It just breathes life into it, you know, into something so static. There's like a little bit of... It's very subtle. Like I did not realize it until I came here. I just looked, yeah. Like it's really off-putting of like when you... It's off-putting when you go close and you take a look at things, but I think stuff like this in such an open world game, it has to be enjoyed from a distance. You don't really go into like the small blades of grass in like Red Dead Redemption and like, oh man, this grass is like, it looks so PNG. I can touch this PNG and feel the pixels cut across my skin. Like you don't do that in Red Dead Redemption, for example, right? You just enjoy it from afar. You're just walking through it. It's just like, yeah, blades of grass, and like, oh, they interact with me. They not in Legends ZA, I guess. Like I don't think they interact with the player. They just animate and move along a set program, like a path and stuff. Yeah, so I feel like an open world game like this, like it shouldn't be judged on a close up of these textures and stuff. Like maybe I'm just being very forgiving, but I just feel like with my experience of the game, it's never really been a detriment to how I immerse myself in this game. Like I think there are definitely things that could be better. It could be cooler if they had the windows modeled out, if they had like some of the floor textures, like, you know, they could be up-res, they could line themselves more perfectly, for example. Some parts of it, you know. But I feel like playing throughout this game, even though it could very easily be a game where like, oh, everything looks the same. It's like as if, you know, like say if I'm playing a PS2 Spider-Man game, for example, I'm pretty sure I can forget which place I'm at. Like all the place of like New York, like looks the freaking same to me. It's like gray building after gray building, but like, and this one's like, you know, like, this window doesn't even look right. That window does not even look right as well. The lining to the door doesn't even look right as well. Things like that could be better, but for some reason when I play this game, when I walk around, I kind of know which area I'm in, because it's not a very confusing open world game. It's a pretty small, condensed open world game. I still regard it as open world. It doesn't really matter about the size of it. It's just that when I'm walking around the rooftops and I'm walking around the corridors and I'm seeing these people stand around, I kind of have I just remember where I am, despite them all looking pretty much about the same. Hello, do you want to fight? You better not. Don't do it. Don't fight me. Alright. Thanks. Ooh, dive ball. Okay. I think what actually helps is that there's platforming in this game. So when I see these puzzles like this, I kind of remember where these locations are. When I see this this one Pokemon Center, this newsstand over here, I remember where I am. Sometimes there's very specific, like, oh, there's a what do you call that? What's Sligu's like final evolution? I can't remember. Gudra, right? Yeah, there's a Gudra over there, and like there's like maybe 1 or 2 Gudras in this game outside. Maybe there is like just this one Gudra, and like that Gudra is always there, and that reminds me of like, oh, okay, I'm in this place, I'm in this part of town and such. And then there's that Holucha sewage top. I don't know what it's called. Drain top vocabulary. It's flying over my head. But the thing is that what I want to say is that like it feels like this is open world, but it's open world but small enough for it to be, for things to be deliberately placed rather than like randomly generated around and just willy-nilly placed. Very normal. Like the way the buildings are spaced, and like it feels like a lot of the buildings are very sameish. They could be very sameish, but playing through the game, I remember these spots. When I just look at, you know, this, oh, there's a Slurpuff over there. I remember making it, and like that lady was making a comment about Slurpuffs and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, look at my Slurpuff too. I love Slurpuffs too. And like I remember these areas even though they look the same. Is that a Mega? Sorry, there's like an Alpha Absol over there. Have I not caught an Absol? I feel like I've not caught an Alpha Absol for some reason. Interesting. Well, the day's gonna be over. I don't think I really want an Alpha Absol anyway. It's fine. Absols have the right, oh. Sorry, before the day ends, like, yeah, that's this thing also, right? Like, this is deliberately placed. This is a Da Vinci, like, reference, for sure. This is definitely deliberately placed. You have, like, these twins who kind of look like, you know, black skin versions of Da Vinci in a sense, I'm not sure. But that is like they're twins. I don't know why, they kind of remind me of them, and it is like the 2 birds up there. The 2 fletchlings. It's really cute. This is one of the places where like the Pokemon and like the people are like deliberately placed, and like I remember these places. Yeah. And the other thing, like I just feel like people saying that like, oh, the windows and all that are not modeled out. Game Freak is being very lazy, and like they're just selling us slop for like the full price and stuff. I feel like it's not slop. I feel like it's not slop at all. I feel like they've oh god, it's the crazy lady. Oh, is the crazy lady gonna disappear? There was one crazy artist lady in the side quest who like actually had 6 Pokemon, but she self-destructed all of them in my face. Very funny. Didn't play on stream though. I think she's gone. I don't think she stays here. She's gone. Okay. She's gone into the night just when I saw her. And the Da Vinci twins are gone too. Okay. Yeah. I just think like a lot of the criticisms about the game, about Game Freak selling us slop, and like, you know, they don't love this game. They don't care. They just like, oh, whatever we put out, it will just make money anyway. And I think like that really isn't the case. I feel like if that were the case, then this game would be a lot more boring, but I had so much fun with it. With each and every detail, the placements of like these flower pots to designate like which area this is, the placement of the Pokemon, where they spawn, the characters, and as much as I have like some qualms with the story, they tried to give it a shot. They tried. It's a little frustrating, but at the very least, you know, like if I'm mad about the story, it feels like that's something rather than like me just saying like, oh, yeah, I didn't really care about Pokemon's story anyway. Pokemon had a story, I don't remember anything about the story. But in this one, I actually remember the story, maybe at least for now, because like, for me, I'm like Sword and Shield, I'm like, I remember the story, I had fun with it, but I just kind of forgot about it. I don't really remember too much about it, besides really enjoying it a lot. Yeah, ooh. Mega Pidgeotto. Sorry, Alpha Pidgeotto. Why I keep saying Mega? Jeez. And above there, there is a singular route. There is a route up there. I know there is. And I shall head over there. I see that stair path over there too. Stair path. Okay. One crazy thing about this game actually that I had no idea. The only thing that the trailers had showed us was like, oh, you can jump off and like glide across rooftops in this game, and I was like, oh, okay. What I was not expecting when I was playing this game was that I had to Dark Souls roll over some stuff. I had to do some platforming like with Dark Souls rolling and stuff. So a lot of the times it was like in the early parts of the game before I got Rotom Glide, it would be really fun for me to just like find out ways like this method of like platforming is like, I didn't think it would have been brought back, you know, like from Dark Souls 1. Like not even Dark Souls 2 had a jump. Dark Souls 1 didn't have a jump. The only way you could platform is like with gravity. It's not like Buzz Lightyear said, it's not flying, it's falling with style. And like the game has that. It's so crazy to me that this is like, oh, time you choose to spend alone is time well spent. Yeah, that's what I did. Thank you, lady. I spent my time alone, enjoying myself, and not feeling the need to talk on social media and all that. Look, this pet rat's gonna cheer on me, right? Cheer me on, right? You're gonna cheer me on, right? Okay, this pet rat is just stunned. It's too stunned to do anything. Oh, what's this do? Oh, right. It's one of those places. Man, what was I on about? I don't really remember. No. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not expecting you to remember, baby. Okay, I'm up here. The Ralts is up there. Oh yeah, it was about like the Dark Souls platforming, and basically that how I would want to traverse around this game is using gravity. Like yeah, there's the Ralts up there. Look. Ooh. Okay, yeah, there's a Ralts up there. It's a male Ralts. Yeah, that's the unexpected thing for me. It's like, oh, Beedrill. I need to get out of here. Sorry, Beedrill. I'm taking you out. Yeah, you can harden all you like. It's like it's just been really fun just with this like mechanic, or like a lack of mechanic, right? Like I don't know if it was intended. I don't know. I have no idea if it's intended for me to roll around to platform between buildings or not, because I don't know, it's kind of crazy to me. It feels like they expected me to get the Rotom Glide and not use the roll to get across buildings, because they've never taught me to roll to get across buildings. But that's like the moment I have like the roll and I saw the scaffolding, I started like my instinctive thought from like playing Dark Souls was to use the roll to try to get across like buildings and stuff. You know, it's like a really fun experience for me. It's like there's like all these puzzles, these platforming puzzles across the entire game that I had to figure out because I lacked the Rotom Glide. And then when they gave me Rotom Glide, and eventually they unlocked some of the Holovators for me, it was like it opened up a new building for me. For example, like it opened up a new building, I can glide across to this new building now, and it's just like, oh wow, I can finally reach that Dratini that I've saw from a distance away. That's like so cool, you know? It's part of my enjoyment for this game. Oh man, that person wants to battle me too. The Danny. Man, I think the only thing that I wish that I could do in this game that's different from like the other games, and mind you, this is not a mainline game, so I don't really, I guess I shouldn't really expect it, because it would, sorry, if the thing I want in this game is to interact with my Pokemon, but the thing is that I understand that like that in itself would be really bad development wise, because it would require so much like there's 250 Pokemon in this game, right? And like if I'm able to interact with all of them, then that means like a whole, like a lot of animation and a lot of animation files, and like they would have to optimize that as well. So I hope that they had a sort of like an easier time with this. Huh. Interesting, why did it let me step up here? Am I able to go there? Oh, never knew I could do that. Or I've done that already before. It's just like very inconspicuous stuff. Like if you played Dark Souls 1, you would see like a piece of wooden planks like extending out into like the darkness, and you'd be like, this is a jump off point. Like that's level design right there. It's like they give you little hints like that, where they give me these crates, these little yellow flowers there to like draw my attention to it. Then they put some of the scaffolding boards right beside the crates where I can like step on and like step onto the crates, so it actually counts as a ramp. It counts as enough elevation for me to roll off of the railings. And it's that kind of level design which makes me think like, yeah, okay, they have it in mind that like, you know, someone liked the Dark Souls platforming, and then like this game is like really fun because of that. It's really fun. I don't need this. You're not shiny, right? Right, you're not dragon type. What am I doing? I always think you're dragon. You're not. You're just pseudo legendary. Mwah. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye, Larvitar. Okay. Thank you for the Seed of Mastery. I have so many seeds now. Wah. Maybe the rolling is intended. I don't know. It it kind of does feel intended, I suppose. Earthquake. So satisfying. Yeah. God, and like they know open world and they know what I freaking like, because in Gravity Rush I used to like be like, I would see all these pickup stuff that I can pick up, and I would get every single one of them. I would get every single one of them. It was like the resources to level up, and I would just like explore the entire area around Gravity Rush to try to get it. Oh yeah, hold on. This is the legendary Mega Crystal. Okay. Locodillo, use liquidation. It's so stupid. Oh my god. Can I use Giga Impact on this? It's very funny. This is a... He got stunned, oh my god. This stupid little biggest. Alright, okay. Yeah, this is the legendary Mega Crystal, which if you use a physical attack on it, I don't know if it has to be a specific spot like here or there, but like it was from a... I first discovered it from a Japanese comic, and then they posted a clip of it as well, where they tried to get their Heracross to use a... what was it, like Mega Horn on it or something, or Dynamic Punch. And at this, it would just like... it would do this. It would just... it won't go up to the crystal, it would just try to go climb up all the way here. Try to do that, try to do a physical attack, and then it would just fail, and then it would come all the way down back to me with this stupid look on his face. It's really funny. This particular crystal right here, it's a real gem. It's a real gem. I love it a lot. It's a really funny bug. It's really funny. I hope they don't change it. Yeah, okay. So I think, yeah, TLDR, I have zero complaints, and I have zero complaints about how the game was done, in the sense of you know, maybe 3D modeling the environment and how the level design and like the Pokemon and stuff. Like, I think it's great. I think the battles are also not bad, actually. Okay, let me go to the Justice Dojo. The Jojo. The Jodo, if you will. Hopefully it doesn't start a side quest. Why does it look like she wants to start a side quest with me? I think she wants to start a side quest with me. Ma'am? Ma'am, I come in peace. I come in peace, ma'am. Okay? I just want to use your training dummy. Okay? She wants to kick my ass. Oh my god. Where is everybody? What'd she do? The only person that's left is the hyper training lady. I don't know. This is kind of suspicious. But anyway. What was it? Okay. Talking about the battles, right? I think basically I have like this training dummy here, which, God bless, Game Freak bless, that they gave me a training dummy in this game, because this is so important. It's so important to have a training dummy in this game and have me test out moves on it. It's actually really important. So I think I've heard people say that, like, well, I say people, I've heard one person say that the combat in the game is lacking depth. And I heard like another colleague say that like they just don't like this real-time combat in Pokemon, and they were like, oh man, I don't know why they got rid of the turn-based formula. And then I'm just like sitting at my seat, and in my head I'm like, what are you talking about? This isn't even a mainline game. They're not gonna take away turn-based combat. What are you dooming about? I don't get what you're dooming about. And like people was like, oh yeah, there's no depth in this. I'm like, and like, oh, they forsake its roots. Game Freak forsake its roots, like its Pokemon roots, for going like
It's so
real-time game.
weird
And
because
just,
like, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
When like people shit on like Pokemon turn-based all the time. They're like, oh my god, it's still turn-based. Like turn-based RPG sucks. And then the moment like Pokemon like go like try something that's not turn-based, they're like, why did they abandon their roots? Like,
We missed the game. We like our old game so much. We can't make us do real-time combat. I think they say that because they don't know how to do real-time combat. Honestly, it's the same. It's just like it's very difficult. Mainly because everything is on a cooldown timer. Nothing is not on a cooldown timer unless you got like, you know, Quick Claw or something. No, Quick Claw is just to quick cast it. Quick Claw is literally like FF14's quick cast, swift cast. Like you don't have a casting bar, you just swift cast that shit. Yeah, it's actually really good. So yeah, I think this real-time formula, like battle formula in the Legends games, in this one, I think more so than the... Wait, no, Legends game it's turn-based.
yeah, no, Arceus was turn-based.
Yeah, Arceus was turn-based. This is the first time it's a real-time combat, I think. You know, they're not counting like the Pokemon mobile game and stuff, but I think what's great about this game and like what it created, like what depth it has, is that everything is on a cooldown. So say for example, my Feraligatr is fighting a dragon type, you know, I'm fighting a dragon type Pokemon, and I want to be like, oh okay, I want to use my dragon type moves on this. I use one dragon type move. Now I have to wait like 4 seconds for it to come back up. It's on cooldown. Like in the meantime, the other stuff that I have to do, I just have to kind of wait it out to be like, okay, I can't use my super effective dragon type move on this dragon type Pokemon. I'll have to use my weaker type moves and hope that they are actually also super effective moves. Like say for example, I am fighting a Mega Charizard X, and it's a dragon type, and I use Dragon Claw, and I was like, wait, okay, I can still attack it with Aqua Jet and Liquidation and Earthquake even, you know, it's a very strong counter to Charizard X. But say for example, I'm fighting say like Altaria, for example. I'm fighting Altaria. I use Dragon Claw. Oh, it's flying, right? So I can't use Earthquake on it. I can't use Liquidation. I mean, Liquidation and Aqua Jet are like pretty much the only moves I can use already. So the thing is, back then in Pokemon, if you say you're battling in Pokemon, you're taking part in Pokemon battles and stuff, right? Most of the time you will be using the same move twice against NPCs. You like, someone will come out of like Altaria and you'll be like, oh okay, I'll use Dragon Claw twice. Like I'll use Dragon Claw once, I'll use Dragon Claw twice. Maybe the person's Altaria, they would use a Protect, perhaps. But then in this game, I can only use one super effective move, which is Dragon Claw, and the rest of the moves are like padded out. So basically, it makes it like it has depth in what moves I actually choose for my Pokemon. Like, do I want it to cover more moves? Like, say, like don't laugh. My throat is starting to hurt actually. like say, do I want to make it learn something else? Like say, oh, what if, sorry, like what if there is a what if like someone sends out a grass type Pokemon against my Locodillo because they saw that my Locodillo is like water type, and I want to be able to counter against that without having to switch out to a different Pokemon. I would maybe want to trade in Liquidation for Ice Beam or Ice Fang, and that will be super effective on their grass type Pokemon, for example. But what it means is that I will be sacrificing one water type move, and that will be detrimental if, say, for example, okay, I want my Feraligatr to be brought out against a fire type Pokemon, and the only water type move I have left is just Aqua Jet, and that's it. I could use Earthquake perhaps, but yeah, that's the thing. Like I have to think about that, you know. Like what if I had like, oh, 2 ice type moves and I want to like fight against like a fire type Pokemon and I only have Aqua Jet, and like that's where the depth comes in, where I have to actually, I feel like in this game I really have to actually choose what to put on. I would usually put on like two I will put on 2 stab moves, like STAB moves, so that I can cover my Pokemon's typing, and then I have 2 that's like more of a utility sort of thing. So even for some Pokemon like Royal Primus, like I would sort of tend to have a buffing move sometimes if I expect them to be in the game and not switched out for quite a long time. I want them to be in there. I would maybe put a what's what was that sword move called again? I'm suddenly forgetting. Hold on, where's my Holucha? Oh, Swords Dance. What am I talking about? Yeah, Swords Dance. Like, say, for example, I can put Iron Defense or Swords Dance inside, or if I can put a party-wide buff like Reflector or like Light Screen, or yeah, a couple of other things, you know, some utility. So choosing the moves it feels like there's a much more different strategy here than like, oh, just putting in as much powerful moves as I can, because that's what I did in the previous games. I would just be like, oh, okay, I would just put, you know, I wouldn't put Aqua Jet in. Like, I mean, Aqua Jet still has its uses, but like, say for example, I wouldn't put like stuff like I mean, I still wouldn't put Ember, but I think like Rock Smash, for example. Okay, Rock Smash, like I wouldn't put in Rock Smash. I'll just put something in like, you know, Close Combat, Dynamic Punch, or like Bullet Punch or something like that, you know. Like I'll just outfit it's like the moves that are in the game just have a straight line. In the previous games, like in the mainline games, they just have a straight line of progression where it's like, oh, okay, they just do more damage than the earlier ones that you get at like the earlier levels. But in this game, because they have cooldowns, right, that is really dependent on speed, how fast they actually come back. For my Feraligator's Dragon Claw move, it's supposed to take 8 seconds cooldown time, but I think it came up in like 4 or 5 seconds, and that's because the speed of my Feraligator came into play there. The speed stat in this actually came into play. It's not like which Pokemon moves first, but rather which Pokemon's like how fast your moves actually come up in time, you know. So like, say for example, like I'm just gonna put my Constarico in here. Like, I like my Constarico. It's a very fast Pokemon. It's a very quick Pokemon. Its speed is its highest stat, I think. And I have only 2 attack moves, and I only have 2 sort of like sustaining moves. I have Sword Stance more of as a attack buff for the attacks, like, you know, Brave Bird. If I want Brave Bird to like make it count, you know, like I need to like buff it up even more, you know. And say because I have my Constarico, my Holucha can Mega Evolve, I want it to stay in the game longer. And Constarico, sorry, my Holucha has, you know, it's weak against, you know, say like Ice type moves, for example. If I see an Aurora's casting an Ice Beam, I can prepare myself and use Detect. And then after that, if the opponent doesn't have any other Ice type moves, then I am pretty much, like, I'm quite safe. I'm a lot more safer. They use their strongest Ice type moves on me. I realized that when I've been playing and battling against some of the NPCs here, even in like the Z, Y, and X ranks in this game, I feel like they've had it already, where their Pokemon would protect when they know that I switched in a Pokemon that can do a super effective move or very powerful attack. They will wait for me and they'll use Protect or Detect, and they'll like bait it out. It's just like, oh shit, there goes my ace move, and now it's on cooldown. It's a 12-second cooldown, and like I need to wait for like 6 seconds for it to come back up, for example, if my Pokemon is fast. If my Pokemon is my Primus, then Ice Beam is gonna take quite long to come back up, I think. 6, 7. Oh yeah, our Primus is getting knocked the frick out from that. It's taking so long for that. It is a cooldown time of 8 seconds, and I think it was only reduced to 6 or 7, which can mean a lot. It can mean a lot. In the meantime, definitely, like, you know, I'll use Ice Beam, and I'll use like maybe in the meantime I'll use Flash Cannon, for example, and then I'll use Freeze Dry, and then by the time it's done, Ice Beam is back up, and that's fine. So you can think out of like and customize your own Pokemon rotations in this game. I think it's a lot more clear that there's actually in the main games you didn't have a rotation. There's no rotation. You had a party comp rotation, like, oh, if you want to set up a trick room or that kind of thing. That thing is kind of missing in this game. But at least right now, with the moves that we have, I think we are still allowed to make strategic decisions in like how we plan our moves, which one to use first, which moves are good for which Pokemon. Like, for example, like my Holucha, my speed is very fast, so I can use Detect, and because it has a pretty short cooldown compared to Protect, it can come up a lot faster in time for perhaps when the next Ice Beam is coming for it, you know. So there's that sort of rotation, that sort of flexibility, and like things you have to think on the fly when you're playing this game. So I think there's a lot of depth in this game, actually, in terms of its moves and in terms of like what this battling style is and stuff. Yeah, and besides that, you know, it's becoming nighttime. So nighttime, there's the there's the ZA Royale battles, and like I think that the ZA Royale battles are actually really good. I just realized it. I think I talked about it before on stream, but like what I liked about it is that in Legends Arceus we had the whole sneaking what? Are you very into taking photos? Yes. Isn't it amazing all the things you can capture in your photos just by pressing minus? Wait. Have I never talked to this NPC before? It's a rare treat to have so many options to play around with. And speaking of rare treats, here! Rare candy! On my birthday? Aww. Go on and take tons of photos with the minus button. You can use filters or different background tunes to change the vibe of your shots. Have fun! Messing about! That's crazy. I thought I passed by here before, but I guess I didn't. I missed the NPC, you know? There's just that. Look, there's just so much to this game. Look at me. I've played like 114 hours in this game, and I wasn't even shiny farming yet. So I completely missed that out. There's like so much stuff in the game. Like, sure, it's a tutorial, but you know, I feel like they kind of introduce these tutorial mechanics like fairly naturally in this game. I'm not like... There isn't many instances in the game where... Oh my god, yeah, she disappears at night, so I completely missed it. It's Relics. So cute. So... What was I gonna say? No, I'm not gonna write a script because I feel like if I write a script, right, that means that I'm gonna miss out more stuff because I'm like, okay, I cleared this point and I don't go back to that point again, even though there's more stuff for me to say about it. But basically, like the Z Royale, right? You know, there's like, you know, look, frick ass chumps like that over there, you know, who have their backs turned and like they don't see people coming out from the alleyway trying to hit them from the back, assassinate them, cut their throats. So like it's really interesting for me in this game where it's a... oh god, it's you too. Like, sorry, I'm burping. Hey, don't... You want me to speak so fast and like keep jumbling my words? Hey. So like, yeah, I do, but I don't think it's enough. Like, water is not gonna be able to like heal my throat enough for this. Okay, sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for like ruining the train of thought. Like, I watch my videos and I think this is the part I hate when I start talking about stuff as well. Then I get lost and I digress. But it's about like the sneaking in a lot in like Legends of Arceus, right? So it's one of the main things in Legends of Arceus where you have to like crouch down and sneak and like catch Pokemon while they are turned around. And I can't throw at this person. That's crazy. Okay. So in this game you have a lot less there's a lot less focus on catching Pokemon in a sense. The wild zones are not very large, you know, compared to like Legends Arceus. The areas where we can catch Pokemon are very, very few, very small, not that much. But they turned it into another thing. They turned it into sort of they use the sneaking mechanic to initiate battles against other trainers in the ZA Royale, and like it created another sense of like difficulty in a sense where you have to like study how these people move, where they'll turn at how much, at what time, how long the animation plays out, if their Pokemon are watching their backs or not, what Pokemon are there, and like on the fly you have to like think like, okay, they have that kind of Pokemon, okay, I need to switch out to Slurpuff, for example, like that. And just ways for you to keep hidden and stuff. And it's a lot more difficult. I would say it's still a little bit more janky because like our Pokemon would have to casually run up to them and have to like have their cast bar to like initiate flamethrower, for example, and it takes so damn long that like the trainer spots you and after your attack goes off, it kills their Pokemon, but it still counts that you did not get the sneak, for example. It's a little jank like that. It's a little frustrating, but besides that, I do think that like it's an earnest effort, and like I can see the effort put into it, and I think it's really cool that they put the sneak mechanic for Pokemon battles. Like, it's really interesting there. It doesn't do all that much. I think like, you know, the optimal way to like level up and stuff, like now, like if I go in, the optimal way to level up is to just go in and like, hey guys, you want to fight? And I just like, I get to move one turn less you know. But besides that, if you want to take part like in the sneaking mechanics, like using these cards, these challenge cards, and getting some fulfilling some objectives, then like that would be the way to go, and like that would be the effective way, especially if you're dealing with more powerful trainers, like trainers who are ranked higher than you, you know. So it's a very good mechanic. I like it a lot. And I guess that's about all I can say about the battle mechanics. The NPCs, I would just say like the NPCs and like battling them have been pretty challenging. I don't think they've really been too much of a cakewalk most of the time. They've been a cakewalk when I have my Pokemon actually leveled up. But if I don't, and then I find myself at a type advantage, because like, you know, not all Pokemon teams can like cover every type, or you can if you have like, you know, each Pokemon can learn up to 4 moves, and like your Pokemon each learn a different kind of move. But like if you're gonna be switching out Pokemon like so much, then they're gonna take a lot more hits. They're gonna be in a lot more danger of dying and stuff. And like I do feel that like, you know, I haven't been playing the post game yet, so I don't really feel too much of the difficulty yet. I feel like it's gonna be a lot more difficult, but back like, you know, before the finale of like before where I'm at, like before this tower got destroyed and like me battling like other people and stuff, I say it ironically and like sarcastically. No, sorry, I say it sarcastically. Like I say like, oh, I won because I have 6 Pokemon. But honestly, that's the thing to me. Like it's ever since Sword and Shield where people say like, oh man, you know, I don't get my rival. They're so easy to deal with. They're so easy peasy. They're so like, they're so weak, you know. Like, oh man, they're not as hard as the other rivals from the older games and stuff. But I'm like thinking like, you know, the main thing of like why we are so powerful in these Pokemon games is mainly because we are the protagonists. We in the main games where they tell us like, oh, Hop is about to send out his Wooloo. Which Pokemon would you like to switch to? And I'm like, yeah, I'll send out my Machoke. I'll just Dynamax my Machoke, my Machamp and stuff. I don't know. To beat up his Wooloo. Like, I don't know. Like it feels like, man, it's so easy. But like, it's like, bro, you're playing like a kid's game, man. They're playing a kid's game that tells you like, oh, they're sending out Wooloo. Like, what would you like to send out and stuff? But it, like, you know, stuff like this game where I think in Scarlet and Violet it felt a little bit more difficult as well. But a lot of the times it's because like, you know, you win because you have allowance of 6 Pokemons. And there is no way in hell that they will ever let you be like, oh, okay, you need to finish this gym so you can like add one additional slot to your party. Like, no way. They would never do that. So I feel like, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm like kind of dying. I'm dying already.
Do you like projecting?
Maybe I'm projecting. I'm getting a bit like excited, I guess. But yeah, I just feel that like saying the game is easy, as someone who didn't start from the older games, maybe is that like, oh, I'm more scrub in like, some people might think like, oh, I'm more scrub because I don't play the what? Hello. I'm not gonna say your name because it's kind of mean, but welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm like talking a lot. It's not really a Pokemon Legends ZA stream, more of like me talking about stuff. I mean, I'm talking about Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm in the post game. There are spoilers in this game right now. If I turn to the left, there's a spoiler. So beware. I'm talking about Pokemon Legends ZA, and like, so I was in the midst of talking about how challenging the battles are in this game, and I feel like in the new games, I feel they put a lot of emphasis on battling and the joy of battling, and I feel like the battles are a lot harder than when I played Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon was my first Pokemon game. I did not play the Pokemon games from the like way back. Yeah. Your name is me. Not saying my name is you. Oh no, not you saying your name is me. No. And by the way, it's my birthday. You can see the Pokédex here. Sorry, not Pokédex. The Pokemon Center here has changed its decals to this cool present. I can touch it with my face. On my cap at least. And the Nurse Joy wished me happy birthday. Man, maybe I should have gotten this Nurse Joy to wish me happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bitch.
Wow. Happy birthday, thank you so much. Yeah, it's my birthday. Yeah. So the Pokemon Center celebrated my birthday earlier on the stream. I wanted to celebrate it before it turned to midnight and I get like tucked out of it. I think that'll feel really bad. But yeah, sorry, I'm gonna take a little few breaks, just breathing and like managing like me talking because I've been yapping quite a lot about this game. So yeah, I just feel that the games, the Pokemon battles in these newer games have been more challenging, and I feel that I have a lot more fun with these than when I had been playing Sun and Moon. I think also because in Sun and Moon you had the Z moves and like they were most of the time like one-shot killers. So if you knew the ace Pokemon was coming up, it's like, oh okay, this is a rock type gym. Oh I'm just gonna use my water type Pokemon and use this water type Z move and like it's just gonna obliterate them and I don't get to see any of that. Like that's it. But in this game, for example, you know, like a lot of the Pokemon that the trainers have in this game have protect or detect or something like that, ways to sustain them in the field, and a lot of the times I get absolutely wrecked because maybe their Pokemon like really built up and stuff, but also that like I just make like really bad decisions sometimes. So I don't know. I don't think okay, I say bad decisions, but like I think I am a pretty good trainer. I think I'm okay. I think I'm all right. Why do you scoff? Why do you scoff, huh? I think I'm okay, but freeze dry this Panpour. Go on, Primus, eat the Panpour. It's right up your height. Oh. Read my chat. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, okay. You are lucky. I just want you to know that you are lucky because your birthday is not in December. Oh, is it because like if my birthday is in December, then there's all the Christmassy things happening? My younger brother's birthday is in December, and it is on the 26th of December, I think. I say I think because it's either 27 or 26, but I remember it's on 26, and like it is right after Christmas, so well, but at the very least, like my parents have been giving him you know, presents for both Christmas and his birthday, so thankfully for that he had a good time. That's okay. But I think at the same time, like what sucks for him is that like, oh, my parents would be like, oh yeah, here's your birthday cake, and it's a log cake, and it's like, no, he wants a proper birthday cake. Yeah, so if you get a log cake for your birthday, that sucks. I mean, unless you love log cakes, but you know, log cakes they aren't as good as like, you know, like say what if I wanted a mango cheesecake? There's not like a cheese log cake, right? For example. Cheese log cakes don't exist, right? I don't think. My birthday is on a New Year day. Oh my god. Yeah. The Happy New Year and the birthday. Like, it's like people will just wish you Happy New Year, but like they forget about saying you know, happy birthday. So that really sucks. Yeah, I'm really glad like my birthday is in November. I think also because like I love it also because for me when I was younger it would be in the school holidays, and then it's like great timing because like, you know, like, yeah, then like all my family's around, and we're like having fun. Sometimes we'll be like, oh, we'll be overseas like on vacation because it's the school holidays, and my parents chose to oh, hello Scatterbug. Like my parents chose to go on a family vacation, you know, and it's just like, oh, we celebrate birthday outside and stuff. Like, yeah, look at this pants age. Yeah, so cute. But how the hell did I get here? There's 2 Pansages and 1 Panseer, and there's 1 Pampor up there, outside there. You got a big head. I love the fisheye lens in this game. It's so funny. It's so fun. Yeah. Okay, maybe I just can't say that much about the Pokemon battles, but just personally to me, it felt like a lot of fun, and I felt like it was pretty challenging in this game, especially. Scarlet and Violet was pretty fun. For me, Scarlet and Violet made me really love the rival. I love Nemona from Scarlet and Violet a lot. I think she's like one of my favorite Pokemon characters. She's like kind of like a Xenos and stuff. It's kind of funny. Oh my god, they modeled out the windows and stuff. God, these windows look pretty good with the shaders. Wow. Texture, like, besides the texture and stuff, like the shaders on it look really good. The reflective stuff is reflecting the sky. Wow. It's really nice. Okay. Well. Shit. Okay, should I talk about the story? Let me find a cafe or something. What's a cafe near the school? There's a restaurant near the school. It's Cafe Kizuna. I haven't been to Cafe Kizuna in quite a while. Yeah, about my birthday, when I see all the fireworks in my mind, I'll be like, wow, all these people are celebrating my birthday. Okay, actually that's pretty good. That's a really positive mindset, you know? Like you celebrate a birthday and it's like happening at the same time as New Year's, and they're like popping off the fireworks. That means like you have the biggest candles on your birthday compared to anyone else on other days, you know? Unless it's like your country's National Day, for example, or like Independence Day, you know, and they've set off fireworks. Cafe Kizuna, I'll have the Kizuna blend. $950. Wow, that's expensive. Okay, that's sure, fine. What Pokemon did I have? Oh shit, is it all Primus? Oh god. Not again. Oh shit. Oh! Thank you so much for the follow. Oh. Sorry, my image is like blocking the... Thank you so much for the follow. Okay, I'll say your name this time. I'll say your name this one time. Thank you so much for the follow, Autistic Gooner. Thank you so much for the follow. I hope you enjoy the stream. And yeah, my Alprinus is like... Why is my... It's so funny to see my Pokemon with its like face like that. It looks so funny from the front. Let's put a fisheye on it. Boom. It's so funny. Okay. Oh, it'll get rid of fisheye lens. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I just want to sit myself nice and easy. Maybe my Pokemon POV. Okay. No. Yeah. It's so difficult to get my alpha like Auroras in the frame. It's so big. Okay. Alright. I'll just leave it here like this. Okay. It looked goofy. I love my goofy Pokemon. So I love Slurpuff so much as well. I never knew that it's kind of funny. Like I thought that I would like Tyranitum a lot more than Aurora's. But when I got Aurora's in the game, I looked at how beautiful it is, and I was like, maybe I'll have it as one of the Pokemon in my party. I actually grew to love Aurora's a lot. It's a very pretty Pokemon. It's really cute as well. And like, I think I do like Ice type Pokemons a lot. I like Ice type as an offensive, but like, according to Mr. Wolfie, they're pretty bad competitively, which I kind of agree. They really are. Their Ice types are brittle, but they are pretty good offensively. I like using them against Dragon types, you know. Like, give me all the Noivern. Give me all the Altarias. Boy, are they weak to Ice Beam. Oh boy. If only they were small enough to avoid my Ice Beam. Ah, oh well. Oh well. Also, the Aurora's Cry is just like so cool to me. Yeah. Normally I would like T-Rexes, but I do like all dinosaurs. I remember liking Diplodocus, the Diplodocus quite a lot. And all Primus has thumbs? What are those? What are your thumbs? Huh? My Pokemon has thumbs? The dinosaurs have thumbs? Is that's not like a different kind of, I don't know. Those aren't claws. That's a thumb. That is straight up a thumb. Huh. I never knew Auroras had thumbs. That's interesting. Please don't choke me. I beg of you. Anyway. Yeesh. Okay, spoilers for the spoilers for the story of Pokemon Legends ZA. Going into it, I felt that in the end, it was enjoyable, but I felt that it was lacking in some senses. Like, it's good if you, by the way, I guess this is a time to give a shout out to my sponsor. So shout out to this video and stream is sponsored by Minz. That's right, all Primus. Give a shout out to my sponsor, my wife Minz. She supports me, and it was my birthday, and she treated me to really good food, and she brightened up my day by giving me lots of hugs and kisses. And those hugs and kisses sponsored this stream, okay? So if you like my stream, I can bet you will love her stream. She streams too on her Twitch channel. She also draws as well. Right now she's streaming Raincoat. You can catch her on Fridays. Yeah, you can give her a follow. Her stuff is cool. You can find her on Twitter and Blue Sky as well. She goes by another name there. She doesn't. No, but the handles. Okay, if you type in Minsu in Blue Sky and like
all the links
Twitter, all the links on there. You can go to her Twitch channel and like you can find all her socials over there. She draws a lot. She draws extremely well, emotive pieces, compositions, and lightings and colors and everything is all amazing, and like they're all proportionally amazing as well. They're really cool. She draws both genders, like men and women. They look great and stuff. I've not seen her draw a Pokemon. No, she's drawn Pokemon in the past, but I mean, when was the last time you drew a Pokemon?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Talk about the story.
Okay. So remember, this stream is sponsored by my lovely wife Minsu. Alright, yes. Yes, right. Okay. So the story is okay. I like Tawny, and I like what the story seemed to be building Tawny up to. She seemed to be the supposed protagonist of Legends ZA, but then we came in and took over the place as protagonists. And I felt that like there's a hint of jealousy in Tawny, and like she wants to prove herself, and like there's also this very weird drive that she had. Like we know like she owes like a lot to AZ, right? But it feels like she owes her absolute life to AZ and like this entire city, and I'm like, what is the reason besides, you know, the person that you're looking for is in here? And the thing is that up to now, we have no idea who she's looking for. Emma has not told us. I mean, okay, that's personal stuff, you know, like maybe we're not supposed to know, but like at the end of the story, there's no payoff of that. So it felt very fist clenching, butt clenching, like what's going on? Why are you not gonna tell us this? There's no payoff there, so that sucks. And like I want her to, I literally want Tawny to be like, no, I'm supposed to be the one saving Lumiose. I'm supposed to be the one that Floette chooses to save Lumiose. And I mean, apparently if I won the Pokemon battle against her in the final part, she would kind of say that. More of like she insists, and but it's a little bit of like a sore loser kind of thing, right? So like the thing that like me and Mince agreed on is like, for example, like say that one part where you battle her, it would have been great if like even though you win the battle, right? Even though you win the battle, Floette would choose Tawny no matter what, because Tawny has been there a lot longer than us. Floette can see how much dedication Tawny has put into this, and like Floette is like, I trust you with my power, with my mega power and my mega stone. You know, that would have been a lot more powerful. That like Tawny has been chasing. Wait, oh, wait, let me do that. Oh, my throat's gonna die so much after this. So, like, Tawny has been chasing, like, I need to be the strongest Mega Evolution user because that is what AZ said. Like, she thinks she understands the assignment, but the thing about Mega Evolution is that it can be brought about because of the trust and the bonds between Pokemon and their trainers. And so the thing about this is that it shouldn't be that whoever won the battle should have the full trust of Mega Floette. It should be Tawny who is the one that is the most bonded with Floette besides AZ, you know. Definitely not us. Should not be us. And the thing is that the game didn't choose us. Like, either way, whether you win or lose the battle, Mega Floette will choose Tawny or Urbane, you know. So I don't know what, yeah, it's because like Zygarde already chose us, so I don't know why they have to do that, and that was a bit weird. Like, they have this build up for Tawny to, like, you know, she has her own feelings and stuff, but like she doesn't really tell us, like she doesn't say like, no, I feel like I deserve to be the one to be up there throughout. Okay, all primers. Sorry, my all primer is gonna keep making like big sounds from time to time. I'm just gonna exit this mode. I'm just gonna chill here. Okay, stretch as well. Remember, stretch. Okay. Yeah, so I just feel that I don't know, like, even though like Tawny Urbane's story could be continued in the DLC, I feel like it really suffered, the main story really suffered because of this as well. And you know, I like that they wanted to try something different with the story, with like having Tawny there and all that, but like, so like Tawny was gonna be like my favorite rival thus far, like, you know, past Nemona maybe, but I think after this I would say like she is still kind of lacking because the writing didn't really live up to my expectations. Like, they were really making me expect that Tawny would try to push her, you know, her selfish thoughts, and I would be fine with that. The thing is that it feels like the writers are afraid of making her look bad it's like throughout the final Pokemon battle with her, after defeating each of her Pokemon, she would come in and say something, and I would have preferred if she sounded a lot more desperate and say like, don't take this from me. This is, I have to save Lumiose. I want to be the one to save Lumiose. I think I know what's best for this, you know. I want her to do that. Like, she have the judgment. Like, she's like, I'm the leader of Team MZ. I'm supposed to do this. You are already chosen by Zygarde. You know, I want her to, you know, bear, like bear herself out to us, you know. Like, you know, don't hide behind your facade anymore, you know. I would rather have that. I would rather like she can show a bad side. I rather she can show a bad side rather than like just pretend to be like all goody two shoes and stuff, you know. Like, that's the thing about her, right? Like, yeah, I would have preferred if there was like, you know, what makes a character good is that they have the ups and downs, and like for her I felt like there was like the downs, but it did not reach the level of depth that like it was supposed to have, it was leading up to have, and that's where it kind of suffered for me. Oh, welcome back. Yeah, I was talking about like Tawny or Urbane, the rival for this game basically, and that was a big part of what I disliked about this game, is that I really love what the game had set them up to be, what the expectations were. I felt that Tawny was going to be a rival, like a real rival in the sense of the word, where like they feel like they deserve to be the protagonist of this story, but we ended up coming in and so pretty much stealing their thunder. We stole Tawny's thunder for a lot of the parts. Even her team members, the people that she is supposed to be like in charge of, like, you know, Team MZ, like our friends, they also be like, oh yeah, you know, the player characters should be the one to go up there. They are way more powerful than you are, Tawny, right? It's like as indicated in the fight and such. And like Tawny has been trying to like push back and be like, no, I want to battle it out now between both of us A rankers and like prove who is going to be the strongest Mega Evolution user. And the game didn't utilize that. Like, Mega Evolution is brought about with the friendship and the bond between Pokemon and trainer. They did not. They lacked it for that part. There is the part with Zygarde, but that bond, I don't know. I'm not so sure what to feel about the bond between me and Zygarde. I don't know if it was good or not. Like, I fought Zygarde, I showed that it was strong, I could beat it, like I could sustain myself perhaps. Oh, thanks for following Mins. That's right, this stream is sponsored by Mins. Remember, give her a follow. Yeah. So besides that, I think my first thought when I was mentioning Zygarde spawn was the final fight with the big boss. You know, the tower we were supposed to fight the tower, but what ended up happening was we were fighting its flowers, like its flowers at the base of the tower. I'm like, oh, you know, why didn't they have sky battles?
Because everyone hated it.
No, but like for the final part, just like have us like ride on Zygarde's back and like, you know, do shit or something. I don't know, man. It's like frick, we have to fight these flowers at the base. And I'm like, what are these flowers gonna do? They don't even look that menacing to me. The thing is that the flowers, like one of them was blue color, one of them was red color, and like we all know that these flowers could just be Xerneas and Yveltal, but they are not. For some reason, they didn't choose to put Xerneas and Yveltal as the final boss for some reason. I was led to thinking that like, okay, once I defeat the flowers, I can fight the real boss, which is the tower. I get to fight the giant ass Duraludon like up there or something like that. I get to fight the giant tower. But in the end, it was, you know, Zygarde was the one basically fighting the tower, and like it wasn't all that exciting for me. It was cool to see the moves and stuff, but with it lacking my input, like all I had to do was like press a button, but like, you know, that's not that much input, you know. And especially because, you know, the flowers, I'm not so sure what the freaking... The flowers were like more of a pain to fight. They were nowhere as fun as the alpha Pokemon that, sorry, the rogue mega evolved Pokemon that we had to fight. The rogue mega evolved Pokemon were really fun to fight, but the flowers were kind of bullshit. Like, you would have like one of the flowers just cast this like really huge mist area around me itself, and like it would just basically mean that like, oh, you cannot use melee attacks on it. But also I think even mid-range, like say if I ask my Pokemon to use flamethrower on that flower, it would go into the range of the mist and it would take ticks of damage every second. And it's not like small ticks of damage. It's not like spikes, you know. It's not like, for example, like the Pokemon move spikes that they throw on the ground and you take like small ticks of damage every time your Pokemon passes by. Like that one, those ticks of damage are like a lot. Those are a lot. It hurts so much. Like it's very annoying for me to fight, especially because like, you know, a lot of my Pokemon, like my mega Pokemon are Hawlucha and like my Feraligatr, and like they are not SP attackers, they are physical attackers, and it really kind of suffered. Yeah, that boss fight was suffering. Quote unquote boss fight. I really feel like that was a really weak fight. So that finale was very weak to me. The Zygarde blasting, the Mega Evolved Zygarde is cool and stuff. The ending was cool. But yeah, I think I just had some expectations and it didn't really fall through. I think, okay, the other gripe is with AZ is that we didn't really get to interact with AZ or Floette all that much in the end, actually. So in the end I was like, you know, I don't think Floette really cares for us. I don't think... Back for a second. What? Your mother slapped you for... Is it cause you've been gooning? Oh, there you been gooning on stream and stuff. You know, well... Sorry, no. Sorry, I'm joking. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. Sorry to hear that. I hope things are okay with you. But what was I gonna say? AZ. I don't think. Yeah, AZ. I wish there was a lot more to it. Like, I definitely couldn't find any bond between me and like Floette, so I don't know how we were gonna mega evolve anyway. But I think I don't have that much impression of AZ, especially because I did not play the previous game. I did not play X and Y. But Minz has, so if you want to reach her 10-page Google document, you should try to find it on her Blue Sky or Twitter. I think she has them posted up there. You can reach her version of the 10-page document that actually has a storyline that I wish was in this game. I really do wish like the game followed those beats that like Minz had written out, but unfortunate. I think maybe they didn't want to do as much. I don't know if it was like more difficult for them or something like that. But I mean, if anything, with what they tried to do with this game, I do hope that the next mainline game, I really hope, everyone is asking for it at this point, I really hope that they do add voice acting in this game. I think this game would do really well if it had voice acting. I can understand that it's going to be also, you know, I'm going to bet that when if there's a Pokemon game and it's a mainline game, or you know, a console Switch console game that has voice acting, I feel that when the first trailer drops and it's voice acting, people will say like, oh, that voice is disgusting. Why did you give this voice to the rival? They're not supposed to be voiced. Why do you give them voices like that? In the old Pokemon games, the people in Pokemon were not voiced, and I think they should not be voiced. They should not be speaking English words. They should not be speaking French. They should not be speaking Tamil, for example. I bet that's gonna happen. I bet that's gonna happen. The first trailer that has voiced people in Pokemon they're gonna be like, this is disgusting. This is an atrocity to like Pokemon, and I can't believe Game Freak forgot their roots. I think that people should make the same noises as Pokemon. I think I should make my character should make the same noises as my Aurorus and go like, "Arr!" And that means like I want my coffee with sugar and milk. But we can't have everything in life, right? Can we? We can't have that, you know. But yes, Game Freak. I mean, I hope that they have voice acting in the game. Because it feels like they have the cutscenes and everything. They have all that animated out, and like it would be really good. And if they ever do like sort of like a remake of like Scarlet and Violet with voice acting, oh.
Wait like 20 years for that.
I don't wait 20 years for that. I hope Game Freak's still around.
They will.
No, I feel like, dude, like if I was in Game Freak's position, I would have like stopped making Pokemon, because I would be like, fuck you guys. You guys, what do you guys want, man? You guys say you guys want open world, and we tried making open world. It's like, oh, it's not good enough. And like, well, we have like 200 people, and like we have dedicated people. That we only have like these dedicated people that we trust, and we want to make the game good, and we have other priorities besides like optimization, for example. They overlook that, for example. But in this game, for example, like they put optimization up there, and it's like, you know, it's good, it's running good, even though the textures look kind of like mushy, but it's optimized. I get to play the game at a good frame rate, you know, it's not chugging, my game's not crashing. My Aurorus is crying out in pain because it can't reach the coffee. And that's cause the coffee is not for you, Aurorus. You would freeze it anyway. Actually, frozen coffee, iced coffee sounds not bad. Maybe I just like pluck a ice cube from like Aurorus's neck and just like plop into my coffee. That's a big ice cube. That's too big for my cup. Boy. Okay. Yeah, besides the story, I love the other character. I think a lot that I love about the story was some of the characters. Like, I still love Tawny. I just wish there was a better storyline thought out for her. And I do like Team MZ a lot. I like Lida, I like Naveen. I think out of them, I do like Naveen a lot, but maybe it's because like he has like the most character development and like sort of story closure in a sense, maybe for him, you know, with like him like starting out as like a small like fashion designer, like a quiet fashion designer with like a little like, you know, an unknown fashion designer, and that there's like when you get to the Jacinthe part, and it's like you got the Furosade girl going like, oh man, there's this one tailor, this unknown tailor who's been taking commissions, and like their works are really good, and I really want to like try to surpass them and stuff. And then Naveen's like, oh well, Good luck. You know, it's so good. Like, and like, you know, Naveen has a lot going with him. Like, not even just like a fashion designer. It's like even with Kanadi, you know, like he has a thing as well in that, and it's really good. Lida's thing, I thought I would have get to see a brother or something, but I guess not. It's only until after the game that Min showed me who the brother is, and like they were in X and Y, and like Min was telling me that like they were also like a Nothing Burger character as well.
Lida has way more than he does.
Lida does have way more than he does. The thing about Lida that I also wish there was more, they will get into more, is that like that she would voice more about her wanting to keep her Staryu as Staryu rather than evolve it to Starmie, because to her Staryu is like she likes Staryu, she likes how it dances and stuff. I think she feels that, you know, Starmie is just like not as cute looking, for example. She's like, you know, she's right. She's kind of right. You know, Starmie is a lot more pokey kind of thing. You know, when it mega evolves, it becomes a grotesque like humanoid creature that must be destroyed. It's this freaking Ultraman monster. It's a kaiju. Hold on. Gee, I hope I'm not bleeding from my nose or something. No, just mucus. I don't know why. I have a nose. Some people think I do not have a nose. Maybe those people don't exist. Okay, but yeah, Lida, I felt like she could voice out a lot more about her wanting to keep the Staryu, you know. Yeah, okay, she was joking around and she pinched me and screamed, and she was like, what the fuck is trying me for some reason? I think it was because of this. Oh, okay. Okay, it was just a funny thing. Alright, okay. That's good to know. That was a little concerning. But that's good to know. Yeah, it was just fun and jokes and stuff, you know. I like the characters, you know, like, I mean everyone likes Corbo. I think I find it extremely funny. You know, Corbo is like Corbo is one of the funniest characters in like Pokemon, because like in the first time he was shown to us in the trailer, we were like, oh my god, look at this Ikemen, oh he looks so cool and stuff. And in the game, he's sitting behind this like big table, so I don't get a sense of scale of like, you know, maybe it's like, oh, it's just a really big table, you know, he's a big shot, he's sitting at a big table and he's a big chair, you know, he's a big shot. And it's only until he stands up and he's standing right beside me that I realize that he is a short king. And I'm like, I'm losing my absolute mind, because I'm like, our expectation and our perspective of him was that he was going to be Ikemen, he was going to be like a really handsome, like, you know, oh, my controller disconnected. Okay, it's okay. Is it working? Okay, it's okay. Sorry, tech issues. Yeah, I think the perception we were supposed to have of Corbo is that like he is a badass like Ikemen, like handsome guy, and that is like he comes on and he's like, you know, he's still like kind of handsome, but like because of his height and like his the way he stands with his wide stance, and like his jacket is like, you know, kind of big, so it makes him look a little bit more squarish, a bit more like rectangular, rather than like, you know, no, actually no, a lot more squarish. If he was like rectangular, like longer rectangular, he would be like an Ikemen kind of thing. But like he doesn't stand in like a very elegant way. He just stands with like his feet splayed out in an A form and stuff, you know. It's so funny to me. And like he's such a dweeb, because like he supposedly like, oh, he's like supposed to be like a Japanese like mafia in this town. He's a yakuza, and like he extorts people, which he does, but at the same time he also does favors for people. He does he helps out around the city, he keeps the city safe. He tries to help the city however he can, you know. At the final part when he was like making the human ladder, like that was extremely funny. And like, you know, so it's very like, he's kind of like a moe, like he has that moe gap because of that, and it's like extremely funny because like, it's not like he's embarrassed about it. That's the thing, you know. It's not like he's like it's not like he's like in the yakuza and he's just like, huh, you know, yeah, okay, you did good, kid, and just like looks away, blushes or something like that. No, he's just like, yeah, you did good. It's like, yeah, I clean out the trash, and he says that with a straight face and stuff. He's just like, yeah, he literally is cleaning out the trash and taking out the trash with his bare hands and stuff. And it's just like, it's really funny. Like he just does everything with a straight face, and like he really fully believes everything. And I'm just like, okay, like he's kind of cute in a sense. Like it's so funny. I think like Kobo is like maybe one of the better characters in this game. Is like it's extremely funny. My other favorite character would be Jacinthe. Wait, no, not Jacinthe. Laban, which I haven't seen in a while. I mean, she was there in the finale part with Jacinthe, and like, you know, she's really funny. Gosh, Laban is just like, I think just character wise and personality wise, she hits all the notes for me. You know, like her being like actually insane and wild, and like loving Pokemon battles, and she's so explosive in like her animations and like the way she talks and stuff. Like she's actually like an absolute punk. She's a punk like dragon type user, but like she's like forced to like wear makeup, braid her hair, and like wear this maid outfit. And it's so funny. I love her a lot. She has that moe gap there, that gap moe there. Yeah, I love her a lot. I love her with Jacinthe as well. I think I love Jacinthe is another one, but like she's kind of just like a funny character to me. I love this like fairy type, this line of like fairy type users that are like secretly kind of evil, a little mischievous, you know. They do a little naughty, you know. Jacinthe is like a little naughty. Maybe she's into some things, you know. She's wearing all that, plus she has like fishnet stockings, which is like, huh, interesting. Okay, like I think she really slays with that outfit, you know, of hers. Really cute. Like, you know, fishnet stockings is not exactly something I would associate with like being cute. It's a lot more of a rambunctious, sexy fashion statement, I would think. And Jacinthe is like wearing that. I'm like, very interesting character design, very interesting. Yeah, I think Jacinthe's and Laban's like character design also, like with the maid headband with like, then there's the little horns at the side, and like behind, she looks, from the front she looks like a normal maid, but when she flips to the back you see the purple undercloth behind all the frills, the white color maid frills and stuff, and it's like, oh, that's a, you know, sort of a dragon type, a little bit more of a fiercer underside to her. Like the character design is really good, and the personality is just like, it's just so, oh, it's so good. I had a lot of fun fighting her that time. What else is there to talk about? I mean, okay, I mean, it's fine. I don't think it's being caught on stream. Yeah, unless we talk, maybe then maybe it will be caught on stream. But I mean, of course there's Kanadi as well. Kanari is like definitely like really fun to me. I actually kind of maybe feel like I prefer Iono like personality wise. I think like Iono to me was a lot less Kusogaki, which is funny because like Iono design wise is a lot more Kusogaki, but just like Kanari is actually like a lot more Kusogaki. She's like and stuff. Like she's kind of a spoiled brat. She's like, it's like, hey Pops, get me this thing, I'm unhappy, that kind of thing. Or like, oh, or you know, a little bit of, maybe not really that, but it's like, you know, when she's throwing a tantrum, that's just like her Gramps is like, okay Kanari, I'll buy you those I'll buy you that new Elgato mic or something like that for your streaming, for example, like that. Oh gosh, actually I like her grandpa a lot as well. I think I like her grandpa a lot more than her, honestly. The grandpa is really funny. Having the mocap, the 3D mocap, I think that was really funny. It's great that they explored that in this Pokemon game. Kanari herself was like, I feel like Kanari's design, the moment I set eyes on that, I'm like, oh wow, okay, Game Freak, you know what's up. You know what's up. Like, she's like, her character design hits all the notes of just being like, oh, now this is the Gooner bait. Kanari is the ultimate Gooner bait of this game. She is so Gooner, and like, I love it. I love it. I myself consider myself something of a goon as well, and like I can see the fan service when I see like the Mega Stone in like on like her zip, and like, you know, her tube top is literally that, it's just that one zip and that's it, and I'm just like, and that Mega Stone is there for you to like take notice of, and like you see that, and like you see the zip, and like, girl, and it's just like she has the mask as well, and like I don't know, like everything about her design is just really cool, and like, but she has like the cool like cargo pants as well. And then the thing is that I think one of the coolest part about her designs is that it's Electro's themed. It's Electro's themed. It's crazy. It's like Electro's. I'm like, wait, did she even have a Pikachu on her team? Yeah, she didn't even have a Pikachu on her team. She didn't even have that like mainstream asshole on her team. She had like freaking like Helioptile. Base to have a Helioptile, yes. But to have a Stunfisk in her team, trash. I mean, I say that trash personally because I just hate Stunfisk, because like it's a difficult Pokemon for me to fight every time. I'm like, huh, what? Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, no, I'm feeling tired. No, I haven't even talked about Predator, Badlands and stuff. Okay. Enough Pokemon talk. Have I talked about all my Pokemon now already? I feel like I have. Possibly. Okay, so actually maybe first thing I want to talk about was that on Friday we actually went to the Arknights concert in Singapore. So it's really funny because we actually got moved up a cat. Like, we got upgraded. You know, it's, for example, like you are flying in economy class on plane, and you got upgraded to, if you got upgraded to business class, and like, oh, that's so cool. It's because like, oh, because there's not that many passengers on the plane, and they thought like, oh yeah, we'll just upgrade them to business class, for example. Actually, I don't think planes do that, but like for our theater here in Singapore, they apparently did that, and I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. But also, yes, that means that there is not as much people as they maybe thought. I am not so sure what their numbers, their projected numbers were, but everyone was basically moved up to just the ground level of the theater, and like, I think it's fine because it's still a pretty big number of people, not as much as say like FF14 or like, no, actually Distant Worlds isn't even FF14, it's the entire Final Fantasy, so that's that's going to have a ton of people, definitely. I still haven't bought Monster Hunter. So there's gonna be another Monster Hunter Orchestra in Singapore as well. That's happening next year, and I haven't gotten the tickets yet because I only just discovered it on Friday when we went for the Art Nights concert, because I saw the banner. I was like, wait, there's a Monster Hunter concert? I think I did know, but I just didn't take note of the dates. I just didn't put it in my calendar. But yeah, the Art Nights concert. The thing about this Art Nights concert is that it is just the anime, which is regrettable because me and Mince did not watch the anime. I think it seems like quite a number of people did not watch the anime. There's a number of people that didn't watch the anime and didn't go. Like some of our friends didn't watch the anime and didn't go. There was some that went and like they didn't watch it also. But the thing is, at the very least, like, we've all played the game, except for like maybe one or two, you know. We all played the game, so the same scenes appeared in they played it on the projector screen in the theater, and like we watched it, and like, you know, we still felt the same emotions as when we read the story and stuff. And it was like, it's actually pretty interesting. It actually made me really feel like watching the anime because I could see the parts of the stories animated. I could see the fight scenes animated. I could see the, you know, when a character passes away, then like I see the animation there as well. It's a lot. It gets really emotional and stuff. Like, I think the animation really did a lot more in that sense. But like story wise, I feel the animation, like the anime, kind of like lags. Like, if you want to know about Art Night story, I think it's best to like really play the game and like go through it. But like if you're watching the anime for the Art Night story, then like maybe it might suffer, at least in the very beginning. In season 1, we couldn't really get past season 1, but like we heard it gets better afterwards, mainly because the story arcs after season 1 is supposed to be the better parts of the Art Night story as well. So yeah, like I love the Tallulah arc in the chapter in Art Nights which focuses on Tallulah's like actual origin story and stuff, like, and like I think also because that also played the part which sorry, what, let me say that again. Like, I think also because in that chapter it had parts where Rosemontis was hanging out with and fighting alongside the shield bearers, the army that like the group of people that hangs around like Patriot, and like those guys are the absolute bros. They love, like, I love them, and like I think like they grow to like Rosemontis as well, and like have some respect for her, you know. Like it's really cool. I think it's really cool. Like Art Night story is really good, and that chapter was super good to me. And like wow, seeing the fight animation with like Amiya and Chen versus Tallulah was like, it was really crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah, the thing is that it's the anime which I feel like the music is good, but I don't have as much of an emotional connection to them. Not say, for example, like if they were actually playing the orchestral music from the game itself, then they would play, you know, if they were playing Tower Fears, I would have died on the spot, man. Like if they were playing Tower Fears, that's like one of my favorite Art Nights music. And like, sheesh, like if they played so much other music, if they played like, I think some of my favorite stuff is like Lone Trails music as well, like Exia Alters events music, like Virtuosa's like event boss battle music as well. Like all of it, yeah, the in-game music is extremely good, and I would have wished that like they actually played that in the orchestra, but they didn't. Not for this time. This is just the anime. It's organized by Yostar, and like I'm like, I mean, thanks for bringing it. I think I liked it. The thing is that I like it. It's just that I do hope that they will actually bring in an orchestra that would play the freaking play the freaking game music. God damn it, do it. Holy shit, we are asking so much of it. If you actually bring in the game music, we will fill these halls up. We have so many Arknights players. I feel like we have like a lot more Arknights players than this. At least maybe like 1.5 times of what we had. But yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I mean, I already said what I feel. I was gonna say the same things. I felt like watching the anime. I love watching on the screen stuff. I'm gonna go listen to the soundtrack again, I guess. There was a recording of this. I don't know if they will upload their recording on YouTube or not, or they might actually monetize it and sell it as a Blu-ray. They might. They probably would. Because we are not allowed to record any stuff on it either. We weren't allowed to take photos or record anything. So yeah, I mean, but I think they always say that, no matter what. Yeah. So that was on Friday. On Wednesday, I went to watch Predator Badlands with a friend. I didn't watch it with my wife, Minz, because Minz cannot take gore and body horror and stuff and violence. I mean, she can take violence, but I don't know, some of the stuff in 100 Line is pretty violent, I guess. But yeah, it depends. But yeah, Minz, I mean, in the thing is that like I wouldn't expect my wife to like watch this kind of like violent stuff with me also, because it's like what she's gonna watch it like tahan and like just like bear with it. But that's not the point. For me, it's like I look at this like violence and body horror and I'm like, oh my god, yo, they sliced him in half, that's crazy. Yoo! And just like Min's like sorry, no. But yeah, it's just not her thing. So like, why would she even watch a movie like that? So I don't really force her to do that. So she asked me to grab a friend, and I went to grab a friend, and we went to watch it together. And so my thoughts on Predator Badlands, I think it was not bad. I think I liked it. I was okay with it. There were some parts that I did not like about it, like okay, hold on. I'm gonna try to keep that thought. I'm gonna change out my Pokemon. Okay. Okay, let's choose another cafe. How about that? I like Pokemon anime. Wait, no, where's the other Pokemon? There's another cafe somewhere. Is it here? Maybe it was this. I hope it's not an expensive one. Hello. What are we having today? Battle Ole. 600 yen, okay. Sure. Wait, did I switch my Pokemon? Fuck. Oh, I did. Yes, okay. Alright. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, we'll leave it as that. Okay. So... I love my Furfro. God, I love that Furfro singing. I love Furfros. Predator Badlands. I think the movie was okay. After coming out of it, I think I liked it a lot more because I went to watch the behind the scenes, and so I could understand the intention of like what they went for this kind of movie. I think what I did not like about this movie when I watched it was that I think I wasn't sure what to feel about. I think maybe this a little. I kind of like go on and off about this as well. I don't know if this is something that really matters or not. I think I feel that like the Predator deck, right? Deck felt like his movements felt very too human-like and not Predator-like. some of it felt a bit too human-like. To me, it felt too normal. He didn't feel very imposing. He felt very small, but the thing is, that's the thing, right? I don't know if like that was supposed to be the case, and what the direction was given to them is that they wanted Deck to feel like a lot less intimidating than the regular predators that you see around, the other predators that you see, like his brother and his father, for example. You know, they were very intimidating. They were very big and huge. For Deck, he's a lot smaller, but like I feel like some of the stuff he handles the weapons, but he handles them with such ferocity as well, though. I really love the sword play in Predator Badlands. I think like the laser sword is really cool. The way it can turn into like a sort of a tonfa as well, like with how it changes and stuff. It's really cool. I think. Oh, it's kind of sad that the bow was like, you know, the poster shows the laser bow, but like that got shown so little. Like, I think I saw, like, that's the thing, a lot of the Predator stuff that I saw. Oh, okay, but I was gonna say that like there wasn't as much Predator tech that we could see. Like, we saw the laser arrow, but like that was just for like a small bit. We got to see like the Predator ice bomb, maybe. That's kind of a nothing burger for me. It's just an ice bomb, normal. There was the flying spinny thing, razor thingy. That wasn't as cool as other Predator flying spinny thingies, in my opinion. The sword is like literally just the best and like kind of just the only thing that I really like about it. But I stopped myself earlier because like even though I didn't see the Predator technology as like weaponry as much in this show, what was really cool, and spoilers for the show, right, by the way, is that I think, yeah, like this was just like really one of the coolest part about it, and that I was like waiting for, is that like it's a Predator show, and they kept. And the thing about the Predator shows is that like it's very interesting in leading up to the final fight. The protagonists or like the characters that are fighting the big evil bad things in these shows, they would procure resources. They would be resourceful. They'll show their resourcefulness and like gather up and make traps to try to overcome this greater threat. This threat that is more is physically and physically more capable than they are, and they're trying to like outsmart it with like being more crafty and stuff. So in the case in this game, in this movie, Predator Badlands, what I liked about it is that you saw the Predator learning from like being resourceful and like getting things from its environment, like some of the leaves that like can be made into blades. It grabs one of the snakes in the forest and like it spits out acid and it puts it on his shoulder, and like that is like that's literally like an organic version of the Predator like shoulder cannon, pulse cannon. And wait, no, not pulse, it's a plasma cannon, I think. Plasma cannon. And what other things that are there? He creates a whip using the blades of the literal blades of grass. It's really good because it helps with the range as well, you know, and it's a melee weapon. It's really good. Like besides his sword, like his sword is more of a close combat kind of thing. The whip is more of like a mid-range thing. And then he fashions like armor out of like a monster that he killed, you know. And like that is so cool. I don't know, like yeah, I think like the more I think about Predator Badlands, the actually better it gets, because like at the point like I didn't really like it too much because like some parts of it I think mainly some of the other parts that I disliked about it was that it's still kind of true here, is that like I didn't like some of the joke parts of it. like they let some of the jokes last a bit too long. There's some parts I think I didn't realize I think the show is PG-13, and it definitely feels like it is like Character Balance is very close to like the PG-13 movies that you know, action movies that like some of the kids would watch. I think it's NC-16, it's not PG-13. There's way too much violence in this for it to be PG-13, I think. There's definitely like some gore and stuff, some parts that are like a little difficult to watch if you are a kid, I think. So I feel like, yeah, there's parts that they included in there's like supposedly charming, but that's a bit too much. I'm not sure. Maybe if I watch it again it will be better, but like I do feel that like there's some parts which feels a little Disney-ish or Marvel-ish, a little bit, a bit too funny and like coincidental, kind of like, oh, funny kind of thing, or like, you know, the thing having like I think my main gripe was like the what was it, the Calyx child, the small primate looking creature. It was very I'm not sure, that's like the most Marvel part of it that I didn't really like all that much, I think. Yeah, it's just like weird funny creature, and then like I guess the other Marvel part of it is, you know, like the female role synthetic like creature, like synthetic as in she's a robot, but she's also like, I was telling like my friend like in the movie when we were watching it, it's like, oh, it feels like Borderlands in a sense, but maybe not as funny as Claptrap. I feel like she's not as funny as Claptrap. Claptrap is like, Claptrap is way funnier than she is. I think she's a lot like Claptrap is like can be kind of like nihilistic and like has some dark humor and stuff. Like she has like a little bit of dark humor, but in the end she's pretty much kind of Marvel-ish. But besides that, her character is okay. I think her and her character development and like her how she bounces off like Deck is really not bad. Like wait, shit, what's her name? His sister is named Tessa. That's all I remember because like she keeps saying it, Tessa, and she's Tissy? Something else that starts with T. Tron. I don't know. But yeah, I think like she's okay. I think in the end, like I do like her quite a bit. She can do some crazy stuff with her legs, that's for sure. She's really cool. I think the thing about it is that like there's, yeah, I like, just the more I think about it, like the more I like it. Like I like the part in the story where like, you know, she kind of betrays Deck because she has a duty, her mission to fulfill, where like, oh, Deck is chasing after the Calyx, but like she's like, my mission objective is to capture the Calyx, so I can't let you have that. So she kind of calls, like betrays him by like, oh, I'm calling in reinforcements and stuff. I sent out a beacon, and but you know, she's like, please leave, like I don't want you to get hurt, you know, I don't want you to get hurt because of me and stuff. But like, you know, Deck's not gonna sit down for that because his pride is like on the line there, you know. He's like, I was being made use of and stuff. Like that was, I think that was really cool. You know. Jeez, yeah, like I can like dislike some parts of it, but like the more I talk about some of the parts of it, it's not like it changes my mind on some things. It's just that I found like some parts of it within those complaints that are like, oh, you know, actually those parts were pretty nice. Yeah. Actually more on Deck himself. I think I do like this Predator movie and how it went. Like maybe it is more Disney and like, you know, a very normal, maybe a very normal like underdog kind of story perhaps, but like as a TLDR, but like going through it, I feel like it's not bad. I feel like it's still something that can belong in the Predator universe, so it's not out of like character or anything. Like, it's a situation that can exist in the Predator universe where in the Predator universe, you know, like they would favor strength over weakness, right? So Deck is a runt. He is a small predator. He is an XS size predator with who is like tiny and like not as strong as the big guys, you know. And so his dad wants to kill him and stuff, and like, you know, I think like things play out as they go, and like, you know, it's kind of warranted. And like, I think I was watching a video essay that brought to mind something very interesting that I never really thought of, like when watching this. It's like they brought in, like, they were thinking that the like their thought was that like one of the themes that the movie had was like tackling like male masculinity and stuff, and I was like, they are actually right. They actually are right, you know. Like the predator universe, like, you know, a lot of them are males. We see the only predators that we see in the movie are all males. We don't even see any females at all. The only female that we see is like, you know, the robot lady, and like she's strong, you know. And Deck is like, you know, she's in a sense stronger than Deck. She's smarter than him, more resourceful in some sense, but Deck can, like, you know, live up to that as well. But he had to go through some trials and sort of like self-reflection about how to do these kind of things, you know. Yeah, I think because like in the end, like it's basically like in the beginning of the story, it starts out with like Deck wanting to fulfill his father's expectations of like the Yautja like strength and masculinity and expectations, and you know, like Yautja shouldn't have any feelings or like show any mercy to anyone, you know, like even their own kin, for example. They should not be allowed. That is a sign of weakness, and it should be like, you know, killed, you know. Like it's really the same as like male masculinity. It's like, oh, men should not cry. Men are not allowed to cry. Do not show that weakness. If you feel like you are being bullied, you should not say it. You should just bear with it, and yeah, be manly and man strong. Yeah, big man head. Like that's the idea of like, it's like kind of toxic masculinity in a sense, and like, you know, it's toxic to the point in the Yautja society that they would like, you know, kill them for showing weakness and stuff. So eventually, at the end of the story, Deck would learn that this is not true. It is not weakness at all. I think that, and that like he learns that actually wait, Mince, can you help to close the bedroom windows and like check the windows if like there's water through? Thank you, baby. Yeah, so at the end of the story, Deck realizes and learns that like this is not true. It's okay to, you know, be more sensitive about like what other people's feels and stuff, and like, you know, to be a good leader doesn't mean that you are the strongest. It means that you are the person that people can trust to protect them and like, you know, support them and stuff, you know. Stuff like that, you know. I think that's great, you know. Like Deck doesn't have to be the strongest, you know. He doesn't have to like kill the strongest enemy to prove how much of a leader he is, how he can be included in this toxic masculinity like society, you know. So I think it was just really good to it's just interesting that that kind of theme was like in this movie. Like the thing is that like this movie could very easily have just been like another like badass like, oh, let's have like the predators like beat up some Wayland Yutani synths and stuff, and like, oh yeah, in the end like predators are always strong, they know no mercy, they're bloodthirsty and stuff, and like, oh yeah, that's it. The thing is that like we all know the Yautja like that. We know that they are like that. They hunt like prey, is prey, and like the only time it's shown mercy is when it realizes that, oh, this prey is not even worth my fucking time. I ain't even gonna hunt this prey because that prey is a pregnant woman, I guess. Yeah, that happened in Predators too. Yeah, or like, you know, this prey has a lung cancer. That was in AVP. That was kind of weird, but yeah. It's in a sense, it's like, oh, why would I be going after small fry? I should be going after the big, tough enemies, you know. Yeah. So like the tough enemies that can actually fight me, you know. That's kind of why like the Predator, you know, in Predator 2, the Predator goes and hunts in the city, but it doesn't just, you know, kill the human population. It goes after the dangerous people, the dangerous humans, mobsters and like gang leaders and like gangs with guns and stuff, you know. Like those are his targets and prey, you know. So like that's really interesting. Man, what was that going on? Oh, I think yeah, it's the fact that, you know, we've seen enough of the Predator to like know that like, oh yeah, they are very badass and like stuff, you know. I don't think we need a story to show how badass they are. I think it's good that we actually got Predator Badlands, and it's a movie that shows the emotional side of the Predators, and like I think it's really interesting because I think the parts that I really loved about the Predator, like Dex acting, is the parts where, you know, stuff where he I really love the parts where Dex was emotional when his brother was being killed and he was like smashing at the door. He was trying to like stick his knife through the door, and he was like screaming his brother's name, and it was like so, like, you just don't see that in other Predator films, right? It's so human. But this thing, you know, like these are intelligent beings, right? They are like, they have some closeness to humanity. They have a society. They are, you know, they have a parentage and stuff, you know. The Yautja are like, they start from babies, they have parents and stuff, they have family, you know. And so this is really interesting where we can see a family dynamic and like a conflict within the family, and we can get to see the emotional side of the Yautja, that they can be more than just like faceless, badass, ugly motherfuckers, you know. Like, it's a really interesting take on it, and I think I wouldn't really say that like, oh, I wouldn't like try to be like, you know, like when I was talking about Pokemon, it's like, oh man, why is Pokemon going away from turn-based and going to real-time action? And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be like that and say like, oh, I'm not gonna say like, why is Predators making like, why are they making a wussy route? Why are they making the Predators look more like humans, huh? We don't need to show, you know, in Predator, the part I hated about the Predator movies is that of the humans. I want to just see the humans get killed, and that's gnarly and shit. Yeah, I'm so manly. I want to see the Predators be manly too. Yeah, I'm not that kind of person. Like, I feel that if there's a next Predator movie, oh, actually, there's been some videos of like the director like talking about like his vision for the next movie, and I'm actually really interested now. I'm really interested now. Like, could there be a case where you would have a Predator and a normal human like working together, besides AVP, but like, you know, like kind of like in the comics where like a human is considered part of, like, you know, they are up there with the Yautja. They are considered one of the Yautja, that would be extremely cool. I mean, that's definitely something that was semi shown in AVP, and I did kind of like that. That was interesting. But yeah, that is honestly like that's the thing. Like I'm really excited because like this movie was made by the same director as Prey, and I love Prey. I think Prey is one of the movies, like not even just a Predator movie, but like one of the movies that I would place high up on my list of, like, if I had to rank what my favorite movies are. I think Prey is really up there. I think Prey is definitely, I think it's better than Badlands, but I wouldn't say Badlands is a bad movie. The more I talk and think about it, I think I like it a lot, I like it for what it is and what it's trying to do that's different, and I think it isn't bad. I keep trying to go into the parts that I don't like about it, and I instead went more into like what parts I enjoyed about it. I think the parts that I didn't like about it was more of like cinematography gripes to it. It's very weird because in Prey there was a lot more brighter scenes, a lot more action scenes were done in daytime, and in this one a lot of it was done in nighttime, and a lot of it was, there's a lot more CG involved in this. I feel a lot more closer, tighter shots and very dark lighting, so I could not follow a lot of the action, especially for the final part of the movie where it takes place at night. I like a lot of Predator movies, like they end up in the nighttime, and I think that's fair because like nighttime is, but it's weird because even then, like in Prey during the nighttime scene, I think I could follow the action pretty well. In this one it's more of a, it's like they made it dark so they could cover up like CGI mistakes, for example. Like that's the feeling I get from it, and like everything just felt more fake, and like I can't really understand some of the stuff. It's not like my vision's bad, it's just like sometimes you have like the monkey like flailing about and like killing some guards, and I don't know what he's doing. It's just I can't follow the action. It's like it's so fast and it's all dark and I can't follow it. It's all CGI, and like, and as you have like, it ends up with a close-up shot of the monkey's face screaming at you. I'm like, ah! I'm like, okay, monkey, good job, monkey. Okay, I don't know. It's I don't really like the cinematography in this game. Sorry, I keep saying game, but it's a Predator Badlands movie. Let me drink my water first. What was it? I don't know. Well, I think it's just like most of my gripes is literally just the cinematography and like maybe some of the funny, quote unquote funny parts of the story that I feel like it's doesn't really have to be like that. That's about it. I think it's a good show. I think it's really cool. I think when I was watching the behind the scenes and like they said like, oh, they chose the primary weapon to be a sword, and then, like they saw it as like, oh, the Predator is like kind of like a knight, like a squire, kind of like trying to reach knighthood and stuff, and like with his sword, and like if he fights like a knight, and it's like, that's really interesting. I think like that's the thing, like I really like this, and I think like this thing, it makes me so happy that Predator feels like the franchise feels like it is in the good hands of a good director, someone who is an absolute fan of the series, and like it's a little bit like Sonic, like it feels like Sonic is like in good hands in a sense. Like the person who I don't know if it's the director or not, but like I don't think it's directors, just like they do have fans working in the game, you know, and like it's so good, you know. It's kind of a generational thing, like Sonic and Predator being like stuff that was you know, franchises that are very active like back then in the 90s, and now in 2025 we have people who are grown up and are working in the industry and realizing their dreams and like realizing their dreams into like film and games that like people of their age as well, and like people who are younger or maybe older even can enjoy. And like I think that's great. I think that's really good. And I think another example of that would be Frankenstein. So I watched Frankenstein yesterday. It was I think we were just kind of tired, and I was just like, you know, I just want to like we felt a little like down, I think, yesterday. So I just wanted to like cheer myself up and like, you know, watch a film, another movie, and I was just like, I want to watch Frankenstein. With the break that I'm on now, I just want to watch Frankenstein. So yeah, Frankenstein is a movie that I wanted to watch ever since I seen that like Guillermo del Toro is part of it, and like I saw like images of the set and the characters, the actors in costumes and stuff, and like I was so excited to watch it. I think I really enjoyed it a lot as well. I am still contemplating on how high I would really rank this movie, but because I think there's some, maybe a few parts that I didn't like about it. I think maybe one of the cinematography parts that I can think of that I didn't like is how fast some of the shots can be. Sometimes it feels like the shots, like they don't linger on, like a scene, sometimes a scene doesn't linger on as long as I want it to. Where a character says something that would make me contemplate or like make characters think, or like you want to see the characters move without saying anything. You want to see them react, and like you want to see how their face changes and like how they react to some things, how they behave, you know, in this environment, and like, or like after learning certain information. But like it feels like it just cuts straight into the next shot, and enters the character like says this line and stuff, and it's just like sometimes it feels very like they're just reading out the lines sometimes. I think it's not all actors are like that. I think like maybe it's just a few parts of it felt like that, but to me it felt like a lot of the shots felt like they could let it go on for longer, especially because like, you know, it's stuff like when I was watching Jaws and I was like watching some older shows recently, or remembering some older shows recently, it's like I preferred it when they were a lot less rushed to fulfill the feature length time of a film, you know. I kind of want things to like drag on a little bit more and like, you know, let some of the things set in. That would be my personal gripe for the movie Frankenstein. But besides that, I was watching the behind the scenes as well, and like I think if you like a movie, it's really good to find the behind the scenes or interview talks and like just see what the intention is of like the artists and the creative minds behind these like films, to like understand them, you know. I think it just elevates the experience a lot more. It was like, oh, it makes me want to watch the movie again, for example, a second time, and I think it just really elevates the experience. For Frankenstein, I would say, oh man, I love when I was watching the documentary and they were talking about like how they put all this effort into the set and the lighting and the costumes and like some of the acting as well. I think the actor Jacob, right? I think Jacob was his name. The actor for Frankenstein's creature. is, I think it may be the best in the show. I think it's actually maybe the best in the show. It's really good. Yeah, his acting is really good as Frankenstein. I think for like, it's, I think when I think of like Guillermo del Toro's like creature, like the creatures in his shows, like how they act, right? Those are actual people in them. Those are not CGI, you know. Some of them, I think, like most of them, like the key ones are like, you know, that is a person in the suit, you know, like Pan's Labyrinth, the eye man. I forgot what it's called. That guy, the guy who puts the eyes in his hands and stuff, and like, don't listen to me, baby. Yeah, like that the actor for that was also so good. Gosh, I'm clutching my hand. It's like it's so good. It's so good. The creature acting in like Guillermo del Toro's films are like so good. And like he spots how actors like does stuff like really well, and like the way he directs the actors, how they move, and like the intention behind things, and like how they say things is just extremely well done. I'm just gonna like, I'm gooning about like Frankenstein. Hey, sorry. I'm gooning about like how Frankenstein is like so good. The creative direction of it. Like seeing it, and like, you know, seeing Oscar Isaac's like acting of like Frankenstein himself. William and what's his name again? Himmel? Is his name Himmel? Himmel the hero? I forgot his name. Harland maybe? The guy at the top hat. The guy who was supporting Frankenstein financially. The guy whose niece is also one of the main characters. I think the niece, for me personally, I feel that the niece, Elizabeth, what's her name? Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah, her name was Elizabeth. She is, I think I didn't really understand her acting all that much. I didn't really understand it all that much. Personally, that's my takeaway. I felt like, sorry, there's something in my sorry. Please excuse me. Yeah. I felt like she was one of those people that she felt like she was just saying lines from the script, but like when people are talking to her, she just says the line from the script, but like she doesn't really understand her intention. She feels so distanced from people, but maybe that's the intention that they wanted to get, that she's very distant from people, or like, you know, things, you know. She's very focused on like very small things like insects and like the purity of life, you know. That's the thing for her, maybe. And like she feels distant in a sense where like she doesn't feel human in a way. She feels more like an angel or something like that, something otherworldly. Maybe perhaps that was the direction that was given. But yeah, hold on, let me give me a second. I'm gonna mute myself. Okay, well, yeah. After I talk about Frankenstein, then I'll go off. But let me So what more is there to say about Frankenstein? The set design is crazy. I think the costume design might be even crazier actually. Like thinking of like the amount of like concept art they had for the characters, the amount of like concept art they had for like the dressing for Frankenstein, and like it feels like a lot of the show, like there's all these shots that like are very good, like, and the way that Oscar Isaac like feels like just right wearing the clothes, like Frankenstein's clothes, and like, you know, he has the popped collar and stuff, and like the ruffles, and like it feels like it's that period, like sort of show, you know, and like it's really good. I think one other thing that I sort of did not like was like maybe I felt that it was too saturated, but I think it's because like I felt like some of the colors in the show were too saturated, but I might take that back. Because I know that that is a decision and a stylistic decision made by Guillermo del Toro, because he wanted this sort of like is the word psychedelic, like a bit dream-like kind of like nature to this show. I think that's what he was thinking of. That's why, I mean, it's the thing is that when I look at it, it's like, yeah, it looks the same as like his other like Guillermo del Toro shows, because like he likes to have those saturated colors and pop them on, and like I would take my critic back, because as much as I wanted to, like, you know, it feels like too saturated for the kind of tone of the show sometimes. I feel that a lot of shows, especially like, I feel like if any other director were to do Frankenstein, it would be a very dark and like desaturated show that doesn't show, like, that is kind of devoid of life. It has a very grayish like color palette, for example. I think other directors might go that route. They would prefer to go that route rather than a route that like Guillermo del Toro actually went for. So like that's the one critic that I can sort of forego, where it's like, you know, this is stylistic choice, and I feel like I can understand the intention of it, and I do actually kind of like it a bit. Like, it could be a lot more dreary, but I think it's also because I'm thinking of it in a sense where like, Bloodborne, where it was a lot more, there was a little bit more washed out colors. There was definitely some saturation in Bloodborne, but not as saturated and like brightly lit as Frankenstein. But at the same time, coming off from Predator Badlands, I did like that it was a lot more well lit. I could see the action way better in Frankenstein. And I had a lot of fun with it. I think it was very easy to read everything with so much lighting, and like, if it was any other director, they would have like put Frankenstein's creature in the dark, and that there's like only 10% of his face was showing, and it was like, oh, they want to keep the mystery about it. But like in this one, they just showed the creature. They were not afraid to like show the creature in like bright daylight and stuff, you know, showing the creature like this is daylight, and like you know, showing the audience how the creature moves, how is the scars on it, like how it looks like all stitched up and stuff, you know. And I think there's one other thing I really liked about the show is like the design of Frankenstein's monster. Not only that he's actually kind of hot, you know, but like they were saying that, like, you know, some renditions of Frankenstein, they would, you know, show very obvious stitchings, and like, this part of the skin is a lot more of a darker green than the other one or something, or like you could see staples on the skin, like it's a very rush job, very rough job on this. And like the thing is that for them, what they wanted to do is that the intention here for Frankenstein is that he wants, like, it is a rough job because of the context of it, is that he had to find bodies, and like the bodies that he could the only bodies that he could acquire for this was bodies from a battlefield. And so, you know, in the battlefield, a lot of the bodies would be, you know, blown to smithereens or like torn up and like stabbed or like, you know, missing some parts, you know. So he has to take the good parts and piece them together into this as perfectly as he can. And like he's trying to create a perfect creature. He needs to get the best results if he wants this thing to succeed. So like, you know, and it's an indicative part when he was trying to like get the lightning rod, he would not accept anything besides silver. He was like, silver is a good conductor, it's the perfect conductor, do not use an alloy for the intent, like the lightning rod. Do not use an alloy that will weaken the current or something like that. So he wants everything to be perfect. So the intention here is that he's trying to make a perfect creature. So we're not going to see the Frankenstein with like staples like on him or that kind of thing. Like the stitches are like so fine that you don't really see them at all, and like you see the layers, like the skin like layered on and all that. And you know, this Frankenstein looks hot because it's, you know, he kind of makes it perfect. It's a very clean looking Frankenstein, but you see like parts where like there's like seams in the skin where like blood could come through and all kind of thing. It's like there are parts, sometimes like the parts don't join together as well, but it's like, it looks like someone who tried their best at trying to make a perfect human being from like a combination of parts. And I think that's a great design. And like that great design is crazy because like in the makeup they literally had to cut out the skin, the so-called skin parts, and like paste it on the actor. So the actor was like doing makeup for like, I don't know how long. They said an extremely long time, like what seems to be 2-digit numbers of hours, like what, 10 hours of people putting makeup on you and you're just sitting there. It's full body makeup for the most part, and it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know, like thinking about this, like watching the documentary, like sort of like the behind the scenes of this game. Movie Frankenstein. I'm just like kind of in a disbelief that like something like this could be made today, but at the same time like it's something that can only be made today by people who, you know, cares about their craft so much to like bring something into fruition, something like a show like Frankenstein that someone could possibly think like, oh yeah, it's just Frankenstein, it's just like big monster or something, like it's just a period, just dress them out in like some dreary like period clothes and just like reuse those period clothes and just like make this a horror film, make it some funny shit, you know. But it's a really emotive, like contemplative like piece, and I really like the creativity that was brought into Frankenstein. Yeah, it's it's made by creative people. It's not an artsy fartsy show, but I think there's a lot of things that can be taken from it, that like some themes and some lessons that you could learn from it, from the characters. You see the characters, they are not perfect beings. They are people who strive for their own intentions and stuff. And they fight and they struggle against the limitations put upon them, you know. And like it's a very human show, and it's made by humans, and like, you know, there's CGI in there, but they use it where they really need to, rather than like something to rather than like being a show that like, oh, wants to show off its CGI or something like that. It shows, it's very proud of its realistic props and production and the love and creativity put into it, and like I think it's a must-watch show if you can take the body horror, because sometimes like they have a montage of like Frankenstein like sawing off a guy's leg, and I'm like, I love that, and I was just like, Min's can't take that. I'm like, it's so like whimsical and like it's so crazy that like it doesn't feel painful because like there's some whimsy in it that like it's not like Saw, for example, but like there's parts of it like brains falling out, and it's just like, yeah, no, Mints cannot take this stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's crazy, it's really gnarly. I just love it. To me it's fun watching this kind of like creative stuff, like when I can tell like they had fun with this kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, so Frankenstein is really good. I think actually one of the stuff that I wanted to say that that I was thinking whether it's a gripe for me is that like at the final part, at the ending where Frankenstein is like he kind of realizes some things. I think maybe it's because that like some time passes, there's some montages of like Frankenstein chasing his creature, and it's like, I don't know, we don't know what really went on in his head there, but maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe oh man, I just feel like watching again, but it feels like just an excuse to watch it again. Honestly, I would watch it again. It's actually really good. Gosh, I want to watch Prey also. Okay, Prey is so good. Frick, Prey is so good. Frankenstein is so good. What sound did my freaking Pokemon player character make? What the hell is that? My player character just like moaned like sensually. What the hell is that? Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. Alright, Pokemon, let's go. Okay. Fan service. Frankenstein, so I was just wondering about the last part where Frankenstein like sort of apologizes to his creature, and like he kind of realizes where he gone wrong, and like he tells he kind of like changes his tone of things, and like he's been pursuing death so much, and like even his creature is like that. He's like, I can't die, and he's kind of like torn apart by that, like emotionally torn apart by that. Like he can't he's not able to embrace the mercy of death, and his creator Frankenstein like tells him like I think one of the final lines in there like really stuck to me, which is that like I can't remember the exact line, but it's something along the lines where like if you are bereft of death, then what recourse is there but to revel in life, that sort of thing. And I was just like, I don't know, that was really touching to me when he told Frankenstein's creature like that, like live, find joy in living, rather than like trying to follow the person that you like to death, for example. Like he has lost friends, he has lost loved ones to like death, and like Frankenstein, the theme of like Frankenstein, his whole agenda is that he's been trying to fight against death, because like he has sort of like a vendetta against death for taking his mother, his loved like one only people that he's loved in his life, the mother who he's loved dearly. and like has caused like her death. This events following her death has caused him like pain and stuff, and like a lot of like wanting in life, and I think it's just him chasing that, and like to the point where he would go mad and like create a creature to prove a point that like he can conquer death. And like when he finally created the creature to prove that point, he's like, now what? He's struggling with like what to do with his creature, because he's like, he's never thought. Oh, sorry, my mother went crazy when I put my finger to my lip. He's like what I thought, he's thought about death and like conquering death for so long that he's not thought of like what to do with life when he's given it, you know. I think that's like, the whole movie just feels very poetic to me, and I really love that. It's like it feels like a good literature kind of like movie. Except that some of the parts like feels like I'm reading too much of a book, where like I kind of need the lines in the book to like stop first and like let me linger on those lines. But yeah, it's okay, maybe I gotta stop already, because like my voice is giving out and I'm suffering a little bit, and it's midnight. But yeah, it's time to leave, it's time to go. Yep, and it's time to catch some Pokemon. Hey guys, what's going on? Yo, what's up, boy? Okay, so goodbye. Thanks for wishing me happy birthday on this day. I'm really happy to have this birthday. It's really fun. Take care and have a good night. Have a good sleep. The screen went black. And thanks for hearing me yap. I know this isn't a Pokemon stream, but I might just put it in the YouTube archive as like, you know, just Pokemon anyway. Don't take too many hits from wild Pokemon. The safety when you attack them, then it's not my birthday anymore. Well, that's done. Okay. Yeah, I'll see you. Hold on. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Good night. Can I play this? Okay. Bye bye.